Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
To an outsider, it's just an old brass bell, a heavy chunk of metal atop a wooden stand. The sound is far from angelic. It's just an old bell. I don't know about you, but I get chills seeing the Howard Bell Trophy, knowing that men who are professionals in all walks of life, some paid very well, some not paid well at all, stand side by side to compete for the bell every fall. For these few Sundays, these men put down labels like mechanic, banker, and salesman, and they simply become ball players. There's a boyish charm, a suspension of disbelief and limitation, and a childlike innocence to it all. And then, a sharp competitive edge slices through. In pursuit of the bell, some championship hopefuls forget their 9-to-5s and raise their pain thresholds past sprained ankles, bruised ribs, aching backs, and a lot of pain we can't see, to win a title and have the name their parents gave them embossed on a trophy. Much of what I love, much of what you love, and much of what the players love is unchanged from childhood to now, and into the future when perhaps the children of the athletes you'll see today will put their pride on the line to hear the bell sound for themselves. I love the game. I love that jerseys aren't just fabric. They represent years of dedication and sacrifice to the sport, in pride in oneself and in a belief that together we can be infinitely greater than me. I'll never tire of having those who served in the stands and on the field when the national anthem plays. I love the tension through the game. I love that the next great spectacle is only a pitch away. Something spectacular could happen at any moment, and that moment may go on to live for seasons to come. I love how after the final play, hostility dissolves into respect and displays of sportsmanship, handshakes, congratulations, and a promise to go get them next year. And I will never tire of the energy and the intrigue that can only come from the curiosity as to what could be possible. To outsiders, it's just an old brass bell. But to those who have won the right to ring it, to those who dream of one day being champions, and to those of us who watch and smile along, the Howard Bell is the symbol of what's right and good, and what could be good again. Well, hello once again, everybody. I'm Rance Berger. We welcome you in to Sky Bacon Stadium, the home of the Grip and Rip Baseball League and the site of tonight's GRBL 2023 season opener. It is the 8th season of Grip and Rip Baseball, and it all gets going tonight with what should be a pitching duel and a Christian County rivalry renewed. It is the Nixa Suckers taking on the Ozark Mountain Ducks. These two cities, suburbs of Springfield, Missouri, butt up right against each other. It doesn't matter what the competition is, whether it's baseball, basketball, real estate transactions, chambers of commerce, Christmas parades, debate, or tiddlywinks. Nixa and Ozark love to beat the you-know-what out of each other. And it is with the spirit of that rivalry that the Nixa Suckers and the Ozark Mountain Ducks are set to write the next chapter tonight. Tasty, tasty pitching matchup on tap. Let me tell you about it. First, for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League's all-time leader in innings pitched, coming in tonight with 199 of them. So, when the Marionville Comet Skyler Henson completes the first inning, as we reasonably expect he will become the first player to have pitched 200 innings in 8 years of Grip and Rip Baseball. Career stats for the Marionville Comet: 199 innings, 56 earned runs, 175 strikeouts against 80 walks. It is a career ERA of 2.53. This will be Skyler Henson's second stint as a member of the Ozark Mountain Ducks. He was with the Branson Showmen last year, the club that finished second place overall, losing the Howard Bell Trophy title game to the Springfield Metropolitans. Henson has a renewed sense of vigor about him. He got married just before last year's championship game, so still in the newlywed phase, and in a phase of life at just 30 years old where we could, dare I suggest, just be seeing Skyler Henson start to walk into his prime. Opposite Henson, the Nixa Suckers and manager Courtney Spitz have been to the GRBL semifinal playoffs 3 times. They have never advanced to the Howard Bell Trophy title game. One man who's hoping to change all that is a native of Mount Vernon, Missouri. He'll wear number 13, the big right-hander out of Missouri Southern State, Josh Engler. For the Nixa Suckers in 2022, Engler threw 34 innings. He gave up 8 earned runs on 32 hits, struck out 55, and walked just 8. It was a 2.12 ERA. One of the top pitching performances in Josh Engler's 3-year career out here in the GRBL. Matter of fact, he is the 2022 reigning and defending Pitcher of the Year award winner. Engler has been in the league, as I said, 3 years, broke in with the Suckers in 2020, pitched for the Republic Locos in 2021, and was with the Suckers in 2022. They were the GRBL regular season South Division champions. They got a first-round bye. They were the top-seeded team in the playoffs, and then they suffered an upset loss in the semifinals. For manager Courtney Spitz, this is his 6th year in the league. He has managed teams to the GRBL semifinals 5 consecutive times. He has never advanced farther in the playoffs. He had his best season ever on a personal basis with 14 hits, a couple of inside-the-park home runs, and 1 absolute no-doubter that cleared the 16-foot-high wall in right field. But for Courtney Spitz, all the individual accolades don't matter. He'd trade them all for a shot to play for the Howard Bell Trophy here, now, in 2023. Well, tonight the sun has seemingly gone behind a cloud. Sundown is not scheduled until 8:09 p.m. as we inch a little bit closer to our 7:05 start time. Right now, 90 degrees, and of course, down on the field, it feels much warmer. The artificial turf here at Sky Bacon Stadium really soaks up the heat as the day goes on. So, down on the playing surface, it feels warm, it feels balmy, it's sweaty. We're going to see a low tonight of about 80 degrees. As I said, sundown at 8:09, but it's going to be a beautiful night for baseball. And the best thing, if you're thinking about coming out to the game, you've got about 10 minutes to get here before you would see the first pitch, but admission is free. FR to the double E. GRBL brass, Commissioner Tony Lewis, pulling out all the stops just in effort to try to pack the house for a great season opener here tonight. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First for the Nixa Suckers, they'll be the visitors on the scoreboard. They will lead off with their franchise player starting tonight in right field. He wears number 11 from Branson, Missouri, Hayden Gibson. Starting in center field is number 8 from Nixa, Missouri, Ryan Cram. Batting third and pitching, number 13, the right-hander, we just talked about him, Josh Engler. In the cleanup spot doing the catching, the Suckers player manager, he wears number 6, Courtney Spitz. Batting fifth and playing first base, he is the preacher man from Glendale Baptist Church, Clay Odell. Batting sixth, the exciting rookie from Florida, Puerto Rico. He homered in the GRBL preseason jamboree. Number 4, the shortstop, Davisai Pizzaro. Batting in the 7 spot from Billings, Missouri is the third baseman Wyatt Gold. Batting 8th is the left fielder, number 2, Ben Wade. Batting 9th, the second baseman, number 12, from Nixa, Missouri, Tommy Schaefer. And batting in the 10 spot, the extra hitter, he wears number 5, returning to the GRBL after but a 4-year hiatus, Brock Faulkner. So it's Gibson, Cram, Engler, Spitz, Odell, Pizzaro, Gold, Wade, Schaefer, Faulkner. For the Nixa Suckers, the battery, Josh Engler firing pitches to his manager, Courtney Spitz. Ozark Mountain Ducks, the home team on the board tonight, starting for them in right field. A Parkview High School graduate from Springfield, Missouri, reunited with a former assistant coach of his. That's Zach Ralph. Batting second is the pitcher. He wears number 11. That's the Marionville Comet, the GRBL Hall of Famer, Skyler Henson. Batting third, the extra hitter, fresh off winning the Silver Slugger Award in 2022, from Republic, Missouri, Justin Parker. Batting fourth from Rolla, Missouri, by way of St. Cloud, Florida, he's the third baseman, number 16, David Edwards. Batting in the 5th spot is the second baseman. He wears number 8 from Springfield, Missouri, the founder, the commissioner, the godfather, Tony Lewis. Batting 6th, the first baseman, number 5, the Mountain Ducks player manager, Austin Kendrick. Batting 7th is the shortstop. He wears number 7 from Sleeper, Missouri, Seth Burns. Batting 8th, the left fielder from St. Charles, Missouri, wears number 8, Kyle Carpenter. Batting 9th is the catcher, number 1, the electrician and the veteran of the United States Army from Willard, Missouri, Devin Phillips. And in the 10th spot, starting tonight in right field, he is starting tonight in center field, wearing number 6, a rookie for the Mountain Ducks, Thomas McFarland. So it's Ralph, Henson, Parker, Edwards, Lewis, Kendrick, Burns, Carpenter, Phillips, and McFarland. For the boys in blue tonight, battery will be Skyler Henson firing pitches to the catcher, Devin Phillips. So with that, I'll remind you that coverage of all Grip and Rib Baseball League games streaming on our YouTube channel is brought to you courtesy of our friends at Central Bank of the Ozarks. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Mountain Ducks being introduced to the crowd, and it is a pretty good crowd filing in, I've got to tell you. We've got some extracurriculars on hand. We've got a balloon artist outfitting the kids. We've got the Drury University cheerleaders on hand. Did I mention the free admission? That's a big part of the festivities tonight. And if you couldn't make it tonight, we certainly invite you to come on out on Sunday as our Robert D. Lewis Memorial Opening Weekend continues. Sunday, August 13th at 12 p.m. It'll be the Republic Locos at the Moon City Mavericks. Then at 3 o'clock, a GRBL tradition continues where the two teams that contended in the championship game from the previous year face off to start the next season. That'll be the Branson Showmen at the reigning and defending world champions, the Springfield Metropolitans. And won't get into the Mets too much tonight because tonight we're talking about the Suckers and the Mountain Ducks, but let me tell you, that Metropolitans club is looking good and looking to contend to go back-to-back. It has never happened in the town ball era of the GRBL, but that could all change. Brock Chaffin returns, his franchise player, the outfielder Harrison Waters. He also had the number 1 overall pick in the GRBL draft, and he used it to take the reigning MVP, Clay Murphy, the pitcher out of Missouri State University. It's a great nucleus for the Mets, and I look for that club to contend very well as the season goes on. But tonight, it is the Mountain Ducks taking on the Nixa Suckers. We will bring you the tail end of the pregame festivities and the first pitch when we come back. My name is Rance Berger. You're watching Grip and Rib Baseball on YouTube, sponsored by Central Bank of the Ozarks.
Redline Athletics is the Ozarks' #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Back live at Sky Bacon Stadium, another GRBL tradition continues. Justin Parker, one of the all-time best to ever swing the bat here in the GRBL, starts the season with the official ringing of the bell. JP honored for his participation last year with the 2022 Springfield Metropolitans. So JP got himself a championship last season. He is now with the Ozark Mountain Ducks and is the designated hitter for the Quack Pack in today's game. So JP chosen for the ceremonial ringing of the bell, ushering in a new season of Grip and Rip baseball. Skyler Henson is on the mound for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. He's a right-hander, a side armor and a slider specialist out of Marionville, Missouri. He originally went to North Arkansas College and then spent 3 years at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. He studied accounting. As a senior in 2016, he pitched 26 innings in 23 games at a 2.73 ERA with 26 strikeouts. Spent the summer in the Western Canadian Baseball League in Regina, Saskatchewan with the Regina Red Sox. Played in 22 games in the Great North with a 3.10 ERA across 27 innings. Skyler came back to Southwest Missouri. He now has a job with Old Missouri Bank and has been a mainstay in this league since 2017. So he came in Season 2. Here we are in Season 8. Henson has since been elected by his peers to the GRBL Hall of Fame, an honor that can only be bestowed upon players who have at least 5 years of service time in the league, and of course they've got to be outstanding on and off the diamond. Skyler Henson, certainly that. As he starts tonight's game, 199 innings in his career, a 2.53 career ERA, 175 strikeouts against 80 walks. So about a little better than a 2-to-1 lifetime strikeout to walk ratio. Had a 4.5 ERA a season ago as a member of the Branson Showmen on the road to winning in the playoff semifinals, reaching the Howard Bell Trophy championship game, and then losing in heartbreaking walk-off fashion in the 9th inning of the title tilt. Well, Hayden Gibson has walked in to the circle. I was about to say walk into the batter's box, and then he walked through it to take a practice swing. But Gibson is in the circle. Henson is about to go toe the rubber, and we are just about to get started with the 2023 season of Grip and Rip Baseball. Mountain Ducks, Suckers. Here we go. Henson has the sign from Devin Phillips. Starts off with a slider up and out of the zone. That's a ball. First pitch away at 7:05 p.m. That's a pitch outside to make the count 2-0. Umpires for tonight's game: B.J. Sarton behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Rick Hammers on the bases watching the runners and all of the other responsibilities that go with that. Both of these men have some good GRBL experience to their credit. As B.J. Sarton calls ball 4, Skyler Henson issues the free pass to Hayden Gibson, and just like that, Hayden Gibson, the owner of one of the best on-base percentages in the GRBL, is aboard with a walk to lead it off. Ryan Cram, the rookie from Nixa, Missouri, steps in, just 22 years old. Pretty fun story with Ryan. His father, Josh Cram, actually played in the Grip and Rip Baseball League in 2018. He was a member of the Trey Watson Realty Closers. That was before we went to the modern 6-team configuration with the town team names. And now Ryan Cram following in Dad's footsteps. He's an HVAC installer. Now he's playing some baseball. Swings and lines one into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and wouldn't you know it, the younger Cram starts off batting 1,000 with a single to center field. Suckers have 2 men on, nobody out for Josh Engler. He is the pitcher for the Fish tonight. He'll bat right-handed here. Josh, very capable hitter. In 2021, he was 12 for 33, had a .363 average. Batting cooled off a little bit in 2022, where he managed 5 hits across 10 games. But Engler has really made it known he wants to be more than a pitcher in this league. He really wants to be a two-way player, and he wants to do the hitting that goes along with that. 1-0 here against Skyler Henson. Fires Engler a slider that did not break over the plate, so it's 2-0. Henson's going to have to be careful with the speedy Hayden Gibson taking a walking lead off second, and now time is called. So Devin Phillips, the catcher, will go out, and got a feeling this has got to be something along the lines of getting the signals and the sequencing straight. With 2 runners on, Mountain Ducks trying not to dig themselves into a hole early here. So Josh Engler bats, 2 men on for the Fish. First and second, nobody out. We're just underway here in the top of the first. This game 3 minutes old, and Engler sends one to the gap in left center field. This could be extras. Gibson is going to come around and score easily. That ball made it all the way to the wall. Cram will also score. It's 2-0 Suckers on a 2 RBI triple off the bat of pitcher Josh Engler. Well, he said he wanted to be a more complete contributor. That's one way to do it. Rip yourself a triple to the gap. Put your team up 2-0 before you've even thrown a single pitch. And the Suckers will courtesy run for Engler because he is the pitcher. That is a rule that is present throughout the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Teams are allowed to send on runners for pitchers and catchers with no penalty of them having to be taken out of the game. So this is Billy Ross, the runner at third for the Suckers. The batter, Courtney Spitz, in the left-handed batter's box. Spitz coming off of an absolute banger of a career year in 2022. 14 hits, 3 home runs, a couple of triples. Just monster numbers. He tripled what was an average hitting season for him as he looks at a steerike there from Skyler Henson, who's ahead of Spitz here, 0-2. Again, nobody out. It's 2-0 Suckers in the top of the first as Henson misses on the outer half. 2-2 now. Henson's next offering to Spitz is off speed. He pops this one in the air to center field, but that could be trouble. No, that is caught by McFarland. Runner Ross will tag up from third and score. So Courtney Spitz with a sacrifice fly puts the Suckers up rather, 3-0 in the early going. And this Nixa club, with 9 true rookies on the roster, I thought maybe some of these guys will be perhaps caught up in the size of the moment with one of the largest crowds they'll play in front of all year. Not so. The Suckers rising to the occasion, coming out punching here in the early going. A 3-run lead. Batter's Clay Odell. He's hitting right-handed against the right-hander Henson. Wears the tall red socks to sort of distinguish himself a little bit. Henson threw him a slider for a strike there. One thing I've noticed about Clay Odell in the preseason and in tryouts, he will absolutely swing with his entire body. You see, you gotta like that. He's looking for power every time. Henson took advantage of Odell's aggression and gets the strikeout there, so that's 2 away for Davisai Pizzaro, the number 6 hitter in this Nixa lineup. He is originally from Florida, Puerto Rico, attended college at Park University, and as a matter of fact, just graduated in 2023. Davisai hits .298 in 4 seasons at Park. Comes to us from the Carlos Beltran Baseball Academy. He's down here 0-1 against the veteran Skyler Henson. Make it 0-2 as he swings over the top of that Henson slider. Skyler got touched around early, but has since settled in against a couple of rookies. He walks off as though he had the strikeouts, but the man in charge begs to differ. It's 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Sheets are empty for Davisai Pizzaro. Exciting young newcomer. There he goes, down on strikes. Henson got him with the slider. So 2 strikeouts for Skyler Henson, but 3 runs go on the board for the Nixa Suckers in the top of the first. They lead it 3-0. Ozark Mountain Ducks in the hole early. They will try to counterpunch. When we come back, Josh Engler takes the mound for the first time in Season 8.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Josh Engler, one of the most imposing sights you will see on a pitcher's mound here at Sky Bacon Stadium. The big 6'5" right-hander, originally from Mount Vernon, Missouri, now makes his home in Aurora with his wife Ashlyn and their daughter Ivy. And as nice of a guy as Josh Engler is off the mound, that's exactly how nasty he can get with the ball in his hand and the game on the line. Josh Engler's best season, I would argue, would be 2021. First of all, he set a single-game strikeout record with 13 Ks in 5 innings of work in a single day. Pitching for the Republic Locos, he had a 2.86 ERA across 44 innings, 69 strikeouts, a single-season record in the GRBL. Reached the milestone of 100 strikeouts, which is a pretty elite fraternity in its own right in this league. Last year, as a member of the Nixa Suckers, had a 2.12 ERA in 34 innings of work, but walked off the diamond after a semifinal playoff loss with a sour taste in his mouth and the thought that for all he has done in the way of racking up postseason accolades, including the MVP award in 2021, Pitcher of the Year in 2022, what he really wants is a chance to contend for a league championship. Facing Zach Ralph here for the Ozark Mountain Ducks, who lifts one into right, and that's going to be trouble. Gibson stops the ball from going to the wall and makes a great throw slightly offline, so Ralph will be able to dive in on his stomach safely for second base. It's a leadoff double for Zach Ralph, and the Ozark Mountain Ducks are underway quickly. What we thought was going to be a pitcher's duel may turn into a little bit of a boat race before it's over. Offense aplenty here in the early going. Mountain Ducks trail the Suckers 3-0. Skyler Henson bats for OMD. Swung over the top of an Engler changeup there. And yes, for all we talk about Josh's fastball and his breaking ball, his changeup is absolutely a strikeout pitch. So he looks back at the runner, Ralph, then sends a humdinger inside to Skyler Henson for ball one. So 1-1 now for the Marionville Comet. He had 12 hits in 10 games in 2022. Sort of the same mold, these two. Skyler Henson started out in this league purely pitching. He was always DH'd for. He advocated for himself and worked at it, worked at the craft in the batting cages, worked at being able to play infield positions, and he has become a complete two-way player. When he's done pitching tonight, we will most certainly see him on the infield for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. And he's gone from, being a guy who could maybe eke out a hit here and there to being a guy who averages a hit per game. And in this league, 10 hits in 10 games is an all-star caliber season. Henson sends this one through, so 2023 is off to a nice start. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Suckers are able to get the throw in to the catcher Courtney Spitz to stop Zach Ralph from scoring. So that single from Skyler Henson out to left sets up first and third for one of the all-time best hitters to ever lace them up in this league, Justin Parker. Well, JP, originally from Branson, Missouri, played junior college baseball at Labette College, came back to Springfield, now works as the sales manager at McCoy Auto Group, selling used cars. And I can tell you firsthand, you get a nice deal from JP. He had 12 hits for the Metropolitans a season ago. 6 of them were doubles, and he had a triple. So more often than not, if Justin Parker was hitting, he was hitting for extra bases, and he does have the power to hit it out of this stadium. No easy feat. 330 feet down the lines, 375 feet to the gaps, and 400 to dead center, plus that 16-foot wall all the way around the outfield. Engler threw him a slider. Parker pops this one up. That's going to go straight back over the screen and out of play. It's a 50-cent foul ball for a fan, courtesy of Bank of Missouri this year. Yes, GRBL formerly had 25-cent foul balls, but economics and a little bit of an upgrade to our sporting goods, to be honest with you, have dictated the need for 50-cent foul balls. So if you've got a young one with some catching ability or maybe speed to burn, bring them on out to the ballpark. Kids 12 and under always get in free, so you can absolutely make your money back in a hurry with an enterprising youngster willing to go chase down a few balls. Parker down in the count here, 2 strikes. Engler with runners on first and third comes set and deals a breaking pitch. Parker turned on it. That ball is carrying back, and that is gone. A 3-run shot for Justin Parker. JP, the Silver Slugger, sends one over that 16-footer in left field, and we are tied 3-3. The Ducks punch back. Justin Parker. That's the way to start a season, JP. Yes, he's going to get the full curtain call treatment. Ducks fans loving that. A 3-run homer. And after all that, David Edwards has to try to follow the show. Edwards hit .387 with the Branson Showman in 2022. Took a daddy hack at that pitch from Josh Engler. Just about swung out of his shin guard, did David Edwards. He was 12 for 31. Adjusts that shin guard after that big swing and now steps in, trailing Engler 0-1. And there's sounded like a broken bat to the third baseman for the Suckers. Nice play by Wyatt Gold, the native of Billings, Missouri, just down Highway 14 from Nixa. Makes the throw over to Clay Odell in time for the first out. So that will bring in the Godfather from Springfield, Missouri. He went to Glendale High School, started out at Missouri State, then finished out at Drury University, where he was semi-legendary at the Division II level. Played overseas in France for the Bois Guillaume Woodchucks before coming back to North America Still speaking the French language, however, in Quebec, where he played for the Quebec Capitales in the Can-Am League in 2004. Lewis took a big hack at that pitch from Josh Engler. Even here, 1-1 with one away. Make that 1-2. Tony perhaps had something to say to Josh Engler after the change. If I were Josh, I'd do that again. Oh, he ran it in and that hit him in the shins. So Lewis limps down to first base. Engler beside himself a little bit. Not upset with Lewis. That's one of those upset with yourself kind of pitches. Tried to run the ball in, and he ran it in a little too far against the left-hander. He'll get a righty here. This is the Ozark Mountain Ducks player manager Austin Kendrick hitting in the 6th spot. AK wears number 5. He's not managing clubs here in the GRBL. He is the head basketball coach, boys basketball, at Reed's Spring High School. Sends that one into center field. Ryan Cram camped out, pitched the tent, and made the catch. 2 away for the Mountain Ducks. Here comes Seth Burns. This is Seth's 4th year in the Grip and Rip League, 31 years old. He is from originally Stoutland, Missouri, where he went to Stoutland High School. Now lives in Sleeper. That is just about 90 miles up Interstate 44, I do believe. He's driving a little over an hour one way to be here with us every weekend. But as Seth's career has gone on, he's gotten better and better. Really found a groove and extended his baseball career here in the GRBL. Next offering from Engler was an off-speed pitch that Burns swung on and fouled back to the screen. So Josh Engler ahead in the count here, 1-2. Tie ball game, 3-3. Suckers drew first blood, but the Mountain Ducks struck back on a big 3-run home run by Justin Parker. 2-2 now. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first is Lewis. The batter, Seth Burns. Engler exhales sharply, throws a curveball. That's a one-hopper to third. Wyatt Gold up with it for Nixa. His throw is right on the button to the first baseman, Odell, and that is the 3rd out. 3-3. We're all tied up. A 2 RBI triple from Josh Engler for the Suckers. A 3-run homer for Justin Parker of the Mountain Ducks. Nothing settled. We will come back and bring you inning number 2 right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Well, there are those among us who predicted we were going to see a low-scoring, back-and-forth pitchers duel. We're not seeing that, so some of us were wrong. That would be me. Nevertheless, we are tied up 3-3. Skyler Henson back out to work for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Scheduled hitters for the Suckers, Wyatt Gold, Ben Wade, and Tommy Schaefer. We'd see Brock Faulkner should anyone manage to reach safely this inning. Wyatt Gold out of Billings, Missouri. Went on to Mineral Area College. Fielded a couple of ground balls and made a couple of nice throws from third to first in the bottom of the first inning. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Henson came at him with a fastball. That swung on and fouled off, tailing well out of play on the first base side, up on the grassy berm beyond the seats, out in right field. Somebody's going to get a nice 50-cent foul ball out of that. Gold loops one to the third baseman. Edwards up with it. His throw was high, But Austin Kendrick, the first baseman, drops the foot nicely. And David Edwards got himself the out for Wyatt Gold. Ben Wade steps in for the Suckers. He's from Kansas City, Missouri. 22-year-old rookie. Works in accounts payable and just graduated from Missouri State University in May of this year. He's a good athlete at St. Pius X High School in KC. Three-sport athlete, as a matter of fact. Football, basketball, and baseball. Athletes of that sort are becoming an endangered species in this era of specialization, but have to have all the love in the world for guys who get out there and play more than one sport and try it. Wade down on strikes there as Skyler Henson froze him looking. That is strikeout number 3 on the night for the Marionville Comet. It brings up Tommy Schaefer back in the Grip and Rip League after a hiatus. He last played in 2019, played for Justin Skinner and the league champion Henry's Towing High Rollers that year. Tommy's best year was actually 2018 with Team Elite, managed by Nixa Suckers skip Courtney Spitz. Tommy had 4 hits that year and a .348 on-base percentage. But back in the GRBL comes Tommy Schaefer, now at 35 years old. We'll see if he can turn that slow-pitch softball swing back into a baseball swing. But the Schaefer family, part of the GRBL family. Tommy's down 1-2 here. Down on strikes he goes as Henson punches out. So after a rough start, Henson goes 1-2-3, punctuating a couple of strikeouts in the top of the second. And we stay tied 3-3. Mountain Ducks will come to bat right after this. It is Grip and Rip Baseball Night 1 of Season 8. Back with more in a moment.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sarnia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Ransberger back with you live at Sky Bacon Stadium in Ozark, Missouri, where the hometown Ozark Mountain Ducks come to bat in the bottom of the second. All knotted up with their GRBL South Division rivals from Christian County, the Nixa Suckers, 3-3. This game started off with the scoring fast and furious. Josh Engler hit a 2 RBI triple for the Suckers. Justin Parker hit a 3-run home run to left field for the Mountain Ducks. Kyle Carpenter out of St. Charles, Missouri, steps into the box for OMD, facing Josh Engler here in the bottom of the second. Kyle now in his 3rd year of the Grip and Rip. Originally from St. Charles, went to John Wood Community College, now lives in Springfield. Soft liner to the shortstop, Davisai Pizzaro. Got the throw across in time to Clay Odell, and it's 1 away. Devin Phillips, the catcher, steps in out of Willard, Missouri. Didn't play college baseball, instead went into the U.S. Army, where he was served as an infantryman. Now works as an electrician. He and his wife Zoe have 7 kids, the youngest just 2 months old. So congratulations to Devin and Zoe Phillips, but my gosh, the fact that he is able to walk upright, let alone play baseball, and have the energy to play catcher is a testament to just how badly Devin Phillips wants to be out here. Really emerged as a top-flight catcher in this league as a rookie with the Mountain Ducks a season ago, now back with the club. Thought he had struck out there. No, Devin, that's just strike two. It's 1-2. Phillips evidently all out of sorts from that Josh Engler slider. Here comes the 1-2. Yes, that was it. Engler punctuates it with the K, his first of the night. Down goes Phillips, and it's 2 away. Well, here's Thomas McFarland, a newcomer out of Maryland Heights, Missouri. He went to Pattonville High School, which is located in Maryland Heights. There's weirdly not a Pattonville, Missouri, but there is a Pattonville High School. Go figure. Went to Missouri State University, not to play baseball, but to get himself an education. He was actually a two-sport athlete at Pattonville. He was a soccer goalkeeper, and he played baseball. Played pitcher, shortstop, and center field. And he's in center tonight for the Mountain Ducks. Looked at a ball there from Engler. Thomas McFarland, the owner of perhaps the best Jumbotron video, at least among the rookies, I'll say that. He's pretty entertaining. He's got a backflip. He pretends to lick the bat. He points the bat. He winks at the camera. He does a bat drop. I mean, just pulled out all the stops. So McFarland down here 1-2 after a foul ball. Engler kicks and deals a slider. Missed the outer half. 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Thomas McFarland and the Mountain Ducks. Engler kicks and deals. That's a bouncer. We've got ourselves a full house. 3 balls, 2 strikes. All knotted up. 3 runs apiece. Engler's full count pitch. Got him looking. McFarland thought he had the walk. The home plate umpire, B.J. Sarton, begs to differ. Down on strikes he goes. That's 2 for Josh Engler, who also works a 1-2-3 inning. So this is quite the little duel here between Skyler Henson and Josh Engler. They each conceded 3 runs in the first inning. Then they each worked 1-2-3s in inning number 2. Let's head to the third. Let's do that. You're watching Grip and Rip Baseball on YouTube.
Redline Athletics is the Ozarks' #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Big thanks to Central Bank of the Ozarks, season-long title sponsors of Grip and Rip Baseball here on YouTube. Rance Berger back with you live at Sky Bacon Stadium. Ozark Mountain Ducks 3, Nixa Suckers 3. We're all tied up, headed into the top of the third. Nixa Suckers come to bat. It's Brock Faulkner, the plumber, now from Nixa, Missouri. Originally went to Logan Rogersville High School in Rogersville. Then it'll be Hayden Gibson and Ryan Cram, the 1 and 2 hitters for the Fish. As Brock Faulkner gets welcomed back to the Grip and Rip League with a brushback pitch from Skyler Henson. It's 1-0. That was an inside jammer, grounded to first. Austin Kendrick roved to his right. He will flip it to Henson, who covers the bag and gets the 3-1 put out. Back to the top of the order go the Nixa Suckers. Hayden Gibson, the leadoff man, took a walk to start the game. Now faces Skyler Henson for a second time tonight. Well, Hayden Gibson won the Rookie of the Year award. That was with Nixa in 2020. Had a stint with the Branson Showmen in 2021, then back with the Suckers in 22. and earned the club's franchise tag from manager Courtney Spitz. So did not have to go through the draft. Suckers had to forfeit a pick in the 2023 GRBL draft to retain Gibson, but the option was extended and Gibson took it. So playing for Courtney Spitz for the third of his 4 years in the league. Gibson even up with Henson here, 1-1. Cement mixer breaking ball there, did not catch the outer half against the lefty Gibson, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Henson working quickly here, pumped that one to the outside, no, and it's 3-1. Gibson from Branson, Missouri originally, now lives in Cabot, Arkansas, just outside of Little Rock. Looked at a ball low, and for the second time tonight, Hayden Gibson has walked. So good for the on-base percentage for certain. Gibson is on and will look to make something happen with those educated feet of his. Ryan Cram steps in for the Suckers. He singled his first time up. 22-year-old HVAC installer wears number 8. Looked at a strike. Cram with a red bat, matching the Suckers' now secondary color. Suckers, one of 2 clubs to change jersey colors in the GRBL this year. They went from red to navy, as the Moon City Mavericks went from baby blue to red as the primary. So it's going to take a little getting used to. There's a hot shot liner to David Edwards at third. That sends Gibson diving back. He's safe. But the Mountain Ducks do get 1 out. That is Cram, retired on the hot shot, and some good glove work by number 16, David Edwards, the third baseman. Josh Engler steps up. He cranked a 2 RBI triple into the gap in left center field, first time up, and would like to keep the show going to help out his cause as the pitcher here. 2 away. Gibson, the runner at first for Nixa. Engler looked at ball 1. Henson's next pitch. That's a slider for a strike right over the plate. Working to the knees of the big 6'5" pitcher Josh Engler is Henson, trying to keep it down in the zone. Here's the 1-1. That was the 2-seam fastball for a strike as Engler swung over the top. And Henson ahead now, 1-2. 2 away, he could end it here. Engler instead chops this one into play. Edwards charging in from third, and the slick plays from David Edwards, the Ozark Mountain Ducks third baseman, continue as he retires Josh Engler with some good glove work and an even better throw. We stay tied, 3-3. Mountain Ducks will bat in the bottom of the third when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, and it's brought to you live and free right here on YouTube.
If you and I knew plumbing, you and I would never need to call United Plumbing, U-N-I-T-E-D. But you and I can't fix a pipe or a faucet filled with lime, so we always call United, and they're there right on time. You and I once tried it, then decided to call United, treating you and I the way you and I would want to be. So call United Plumbing, U-N-I-T-E-D. United Plumbing.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
The order coming up for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. They are tied 3-3 with their rivals, the Nixa Suckers. Bottom of the third, it'll be Zach Ralph, Skyler Henson, and Justin Parker, the home run slugger. For the Quack Pack, Josh Engler back to work for the Suckers, trying to settle in after a rough start. Good news for Josh is that his counterpart Skyler Henson also had a pretty rough start for the Mountain Ducks, and that's a big reason why we're all tied up 3-3 in the third inning. Ralph stands in. He doubled his first time up. That was an excuse me check swing that actually hit Ralph's bat, so that's going to be strike one. A little odd sequence there as Engler came at him with the heat. I think Zach was expecting the off speed. Had 10 hits a season ago with the Moon City Mavericks. Swung and missed there. It looked like it caught the catcher Courtney Spitz either in the mask or on his right throwing shoulder. Spitzy appears to be all right. Back down to the crouch. Zach Ralph behind quickly here. 0-2. Engler kicks and deals. That missed up and out of the zone. Ralph now still down 1-2. Swings at the off-speed pitch. This is grounded to third, and then it ricochets off the glove of the third baseman Wyatt Gold. So Ralph reaches safely, and the official scorer wasting no time charging that as an E5. So Ralph reaches, and I'm sure with the tie ball game, that's what the Mountain Ducks really care about. He is on for Skyler Henson. Singled out to left his first time. So the old Marionville Comet could perhaps help his cause just a touch. Ralph takes off as Henson lays down a bunt. That's going to go into foul territory very quickly. While we're at it, say a big thank you to our friends at the Mid-America Umpires Union. It is by virtue of that working relationship between the MAU and the GRBL that we've got veteran officials out here tonight. Again, Rick Hammer's in the field, and BJ Sarton, the Nixa Animal Control Officer, is behind the plate, and now time is called. And Ralph leaving the base pass. What's this about? He goes into the cover of the Mountain Ducks dugout, and that's going to set off a scramble as just got all kinds of assorted discombobulation here. Nick Bacon was coaching third base for the Mountain Ducks. He's going to go grab a helmet and run here. Not sure if that's illness, injury, or a contact lens mess up. I'm not sure what that is for Zach Ralph, but he is being run for. He would be allowed to re-enter the game, but Nick Bacon is entering officially as a pinch hitter here very quickly. Nick trying to stretch his legs from first as Skyler Henson comes back into the box down 0-1 after laying down a bunt foul. Engler deals. It's a frustrated looking slider for a strike. I don't think Josh appreciated the delay there as he's ahead 0-2. Fires home. That's outside, and it gets away from Spitz. Bacon is going to take off for second. Spitz wisely just fakes the throw and will hold the ball. So Bacon advances into scoring position. It's 3-3. Mountain Ducks and the Suckers are tied here in the bottom of the third. Nobody out. And that might just turn into something we look back at later and say, The 1-2 swung on and lifted. This is in the air, center field. Back goes Cram for the Suckers. He makes the catch. The runner will stay put as the Fish do a nice job of getting the ball back in on the infield for the first out. Well, Justin Parker sent an absolute rocket off the bat and over the left field wall in the first inning. A 3-run homer. Means JP 1 for 1 in tonight's game, 1 for 1 on the year. 48 hits in the Grip and Rip Baseball League career of Justin Parker. Engler starts him off. It looked like four-seam heat outside. So the 1-0. Engler takes a look back at second, and the runner Bacon, not too much of a big lead. Parker again turns on one. One hops to the wall, but that is foul. That looked very similar to the pitch JP sent out of here in the first. But that one tails foul. So we are at 1-1. Engler holding the ball to his chest. Now it goes into the glove. And now he comes home. That's the heat, and that's outside. So Engler's pace slowing a little bit here, just a touch. 2-1. Being a little bit careful with Justin Parker now. And rightly so. Off speed inside. That jam shot is fouled back to the screen. 2-2. This is turning into a pretty good tussle between Josh Engler and Justin Parker. This alone worth the price of admission. The 2-2 swung on. This is grounded to the second baseman. Schaefer backhands and throws across to Odell for the second out. But that does allow the runner Nick Bacon to move up to third. So 2 outs for the Mountain Ducks. Runner 90 feet away from the lead, David Edwards, comes into bat, and Edwards a very capable hitter. The strength and conditioning coach at the University of Missouri S&T. Edwards from Rolla, Missouri. About a little over 200 miles one way for Edwards to drive each game day to play ball. This is a 2-hopper to the second baseman. Schaefer again, fast glove, gets the throw over, and the Mountain Ducks go away empty-handed. 3-3 is the score. Nixa Suckers and Mountain Ducks all knotted up, and the Fish will come to bat to start the fourth when we come back. It's Grip and Rip Baseball, live on YouTube.
I'm Nicole Carpenter with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
All tied up. Courtney Spitz, the Nixa Suckers catcher and player manager, comes to the plate. He could break the tie with one swing of the bat. Had 2 inside the park homers plus 1 real deal, no little leaguing needed bomb over that wall in right field in the playoffs a season ago. Courtney Spitz, 14 hits in 2022. Spitzy had a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the first inning. So looking for hit number 1 on the campaign. Two and 0 to Spitz. Henson uncharacteristically hesitated before going into the windup there. Threw a ball outside, and it's 3-0. Now he's back to a faster rhythm and pumps a strike inside. 2-seam fastball there. 3-1 to Courtney Spitz. That was a breaking pitch. So, you know, Skyler Henson, it can be the reason why he gets a lot of strikeouts is because he's tough to track. He changes up his throwing mechanics. He can throw from different arm slots. You know, he likes to joke that he only throws 2 pitches. He's got a fastball and a slider, but that's not entirely true. He throws several different variations of the slider. One of them's a little bit bigger and slower and looks more like a curveball. That was a ball up and out of the zone. Henson slaps his leg in frustration. Not happy with himself as he starts the 4th inning by walking Courtney Spitz, and it brings up the number 5 hitter for the Suckers, Clay Odell. Struck out swinging first time. It is 1-0. Woof. High and tight, to say the least. Odell goes bailing out. He's 41 years old. Had a heck of a tryout that involved mashing a couple of baseballs over the wall, but other than that, I know he's the pastor at Glendale Baptist Church in Springfield, Missouri, and seems to take home run swings every time. How do you not root for that? 3-0 here as Odell check swung at a high ball out of the zone. Henson's next pitch, Odell again tried to check, but Henson managed to hit his bat, sending the ball flying back into the screen. So 3-1 here. Nobody out for the Suckers here in the 4th. Odell lifts this one. It is tailing into foul territory, and over-the-shoulder catch by the Mountain Ducks first baseman Austin Kendrick. And for my money, that's one of the best defensive first basemen to ever do it in this league. And that play made to look easy, but that's a pretty difficult catch that AK just made over the shoulder. So that brings up Davisai Pizzaro, the young Puerto Rican, with 1 out and a runner on first. Spitz takes off, and then Davisai just got plunked right in the back, right on the number 4 on the back of his jersey. Pizzaro wore 1. No, I'm not sure why he's going back to the Suckers dugout, but they're going to pinch run for him here. He's coming out. So Pizzaro, this is a pinch runner. Billy Ross will run for Pizzaro here. And so the Suckers are going to have to watch that later with the GRBL substitution rules. Pizzaro not a catcher or a pitcher, so this counts as pinch running for Pizzaro. 1 away, Wyatt Gold, the scheduled hitter. Runner on second is Spitz. Runner on first is Ross. And the batter, Wyatt Gold. Henson looks back and checks the runner Spitz, who's got a 6-step walking lead. Another look back, a little hesitation, and now time is called as Wyatt Gold sufficiently disrupted. Pizzaro, well, looks to be okay after getting hit in the back. He is going down to the Suckers bullpen, so perhaps this is a little bit of a scheduled pit stop as Pizzaro, who can and did, in fact, pitch in the preseason game last Sunday, is going to go down and get loose on the mound. Oh, there's a throw from Henson off the glove of the second baseman Lewis. That allows the runners to move up as Seth Burns chases the ball into the outfield for the Ducks, and then they throw to the plate where Phillips holds on. So a mistake by the second baseman moves the runners up into scoring position for Wyatt Gold. One away. Excellent opportunity for the Suckers to break the 3-3 tie. Henson's next pitch swung on and missed. So Gold couldn't lay off the slider low and away. We'll see if Henson goes back to it here. Nope, that was more over the plate. It swung on chopped. Burns backpedals. His only play is at first. They do get the throw to Kendrick, but Spitz scores, and it is 4-3 for the Suckers with 2 outs. Does go down as an RBI for Wyatt Gold. So the Suckers lead 4-3. Runner at third is Billy Ross, and the batter is Ben Wade, the three-sport athlete from St. Pius X High School in Kansas City. Football, basketball, and baseball. Matter of fact, rushed for more than 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns in 10 games as a high school senior. He can play catcher in baseball. He can play the outfield. Without question, Ben Wade is an athlete, first and foremost. Here's the 0-2 jam shot. Fouled back to the screen. So Ben Wade stays in the hunt. Billy Ross 90 feet away from extending the Suckers' lead. Ooh, the off-speeder. That's a hot shot, and that's going to get past the diving David Edwards. Ross scores. It's 5-3 Suckers. And Ben Wade records the first RBI of his GRBL career and bumps the batting average up to 500. He's 1 for 2. So Wade is on for Tommy Schaefer, and the Suckers lead 5-3. Again, Tommy and the whole Schaefer family. They're part of the GRBL family. If you come to a game, there's a good chance you're going to get to meet Tommy's mom, Susan Schaefer. She is absolutely, just absolutely second to none when it comes to extending hospitality, whether she's taking admissions, working concessions, selling merchandise. Susan, a star employee here at Sky Bacon Stadium, and a big part of the GRBL. And the fun thing about Grip and Rip is if you've never been out here, you're really only a stranger one time. I mean, you're going to get to know Susan, but you're going to get to know a lot of the other fans too. Here's the 0-2 to Schaefer. That's out of the zone. Phillips fires to second. Lewis hangs on this time, but they will not stick a tag on Ben Wade, who steals. So it is now 1-2 to Tommy Schaefer. Oof. Down on strikes he goes, swinging over the top of the slider. Skyler Henson now with 5 strikeouts for the game. But the Nixa Suckers have jumped back out in front. Played a little small ball in order to do it. A walk, a hit by pitch. Took advantage of an error, then a ground out RBI by Wyatt Gold, and an RBI single off the bat of Ben Wade. 5-3. The score right now. Nixa Suckers lead. Mountain Ducks will try to answer when we come back.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
It's a Henry's Towing pitching change for the Nixa Suckers. They have lifted their starter, Josh Engler, after 3 innings, and they have brought in the right-hander from Florida, Puerto Rico, Davisai Pizzaro. Started the game off at shortstop. Now Davisai firing away from the pitcher's mound. Catcher for the Suckers is still Courtney Spitz. And the Fish have moved Josh Engler to the shortstop spot. Other than that, everything stays the same. Wyatt Gold at third, Tommy Schaefer at second, and Clay Odell is the first baseman. Outfielder's the same as well. It's Wade in left. They've got Ryan Cram in center and Hayden Gibson in right. Courtney Spitz still behind the plate. So just a trade. Josh Engler goes to shortstop, and the shortstop, Davisai Pizzaro, goes to the mound. And the first guy he will face is the Godfather, Tony Lewis. Got hit by a pitch first time up. That was by Engler. Interesting choice for Josh to plunk the commissioner straight away to start the season. I mean, that is one way you can get the ball rolling, so to speak. The 1-0 pitch from Lewis, swung on. That's bounced to the first baseman Odell, and Pizzaro showing off the wheels, covering the base with no problem. They get Lewis on the 3-1. Time for the AK, Austin Kendrick, Ozark Mountain Ducks manager. He's part of the original 60 fraternity, the first 60 players who played on the first 4 Grip and Rip Baseball League teams back in 2016. AK has won the Howard Bell Trophy twice. First in that inaugural year with Grip and Rip Black, and then in the season that was 2020, the debut of the Town Ball era with the Ozark Mountain Ducks. And the revival of that team name, the Ozark Mountain Ducks, was a big incentive for Austin Kendrick when he caught wind that that deal had been done, that the Grip and Rip had gotten permission to use that name. He wanted to be the skipper of that club. Exercised whatever seniority and pull he had with the commissioner, Tony Lewis, to get himself appointed as the skip of the Mountain Ducks. So this is now his 4th year leading the Quack Pack, 7th overall as a manager. This is grounded to the shortstop, and Josh Engler showing off the rifle. Throw brought Clay Odell's glove up in the air just a touch, but Josh Engler showing range and showing a great arm as he throws out Austin Kendrick at first. Well, here comes Seth Burns, the beef cattle farmer from Sleeper, Missouri. Again, that's on the east side of Lebanon, so driving a little ways to be here is Seth Burns, about somewhere between, I guess right around 60 miles, if my math is correct. Got to call one on myself. Earlier tonight I said Rolla was 200 miles from Springfield. It's actually just 100 miles. But let me tell you, when you're out there, if you've ever driven I-44 from Springfield to Rolla, it just feels a lot longer when you're the one out there in it, I can tell you that. 1 and 2 here to Seth Burns. 2 away for the Ducks, who trail 5-3. Davisai Pizzaro looking to punch here. Swung on. This is grounded to first. Odell with it. Calls off Pizzaro and touches the bag himself for out number 3. So Davisai Pizzaro serves up 3 ground balls on the infield and puts a bagel on the scoreboard. It's Nixa Suckers 5, Ozark Mountain Ducks 3. We will go to the 5th right after this.
Redline Athletics is the Ozark's #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
A different pitching management strategy for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Skyler Henson going out here to work the 5th inning, so he is designated with the 3+ tag for the Ozark Mountain Ducks tonight. After Henson pitches this inning, he will have exhausted his eligibility for the game. Any Mountain Ducks pitcher who enters in relief will be limited to a maximum of 3 innings of work. But the Nixa Suckers, oh, there's a hot shot that hit Henson in the midsection, and then he corrals the baseball and gets the throw over to Austin Kendrick in time. That's going to get Brock Faulkner for the first out of the 5th. And then the question is, yeah, Skyler Henson, are you all right? Austin Kendrick, the first baseman and manager, are going to go over here and talk things over with the Marionville Comet. And smartly so. If nothing else, this is just going to buy Henson a little bit more recovery time after he got a baseball sent absolutely right back on the same line. He pitched it right into the breadbasket. So Hayden Gibson stands in for the Suckers here, and they still have their 3+ inning designation that they can put on any pitcher. Right now, no activity to report in the Nixa bullpen, which lends me to believe Davisai Pizzaro likely to come out for another inning of work. Do have activity to tell you about in the Mountain Ducks bullpen. That is the left-hander Kyle Carpenter up getting loose. But I would imagine the plan is for Henson to go ahead and finish this 5th inning, and then Carpenter, the lefty, will come on for the 6th. 5-3 the score. Suckers out in front. It's a 2-1 pitch to the Suckers leadoff man, Hayden Gibson, who just about cleaned out the shins of all his teammates up on the rail in the Nixa dugout on the third base side. It's 2-2. That was a waker-upper kind of foul ball. There's a swing and another foul. That one safely back to the screen. Much more innocuous there. So Skyler Henson will throw another 2-2 to Gibson's 6th pitch of the plate appearance. Is a breaking ball outside. So we are full up, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Red Fabio, as he's known on the gram. Hayden Gibson takes another walk. He has walked 3 times in 3 plate appearances tonight. What is going on with Hayden Gibson, and where did his strike zone go? Ryan Cram is 1 for 2. He singled in the 1st. Lined out to 3rd last time. Looked at a slider for a strike there. Henson comes set from the chest for the 0-1. Another breaking ball that dipped down out of the zone. Mountain Ducks would like to make this a quick one. Cram got jammed up. This is popped. It's going to stay on the playing surface. Henson will call it himself off the pitcher's mound and into foul territory to make the catch. Showing off a little bit of range there to get the out. Josh Engler is up next. Also 1 for 2 with a triple and a pair of runs batted in. Big number 13 from Missouri Southern State University. He was a pitcher only at the college level. So when I talked to him a few years ago about hitting, as his hitting was really starting to come in, he said Rance pitchers are the best athletes. Who might argue that? The 1-0. Make that 2-0. Off-speeder swung on and sent into left. Ducks left fielder was playing way back on the warning track, so that allowed the ball from Engler to drop in for a base hit. David Edwards claims he got the out with a tag at 3rd of Hayden Gibson. Now time is called, and the umpires are going to talk this one over. So Justin Parker was out playing left for the Mountain Ducks. And with Engler up, he was playing way deep. I'm talking heels to the warning track almost. So as Engler sent that ball out there with a little bit of air under it, came down. You know, had Parker been playing at normal depth, he might have had a chance, but he was trying to respect Engler's power, I guess. Ball dropped in, and Gibson ultimately called safe. So what that's going to do is set up 1st and 3rd. 2 hits on the game for Josh Engler. And the Suckers are cooking with oil again. 2 outs, runners on the corners for Courtney Spitz. A sacrifice fly and a walk tonight. So the quest for a batting average still on for Spitz. It's 1-0. Swing and a miss there. Mountain Ducks also have Ethan Bryan in right field, so a couple of defensive maneuvers for OMD. Spitz looked at a strike there to make it 1-2. Henson not even bothering to look at the runner Gibson. Spitz pulled that one, a sliding grab by Austin Kendrick, who touches first base, and then he's trying to argue for a fair ball. He will not win the debate. Plate umpire B.J. Sarton calls it foul. Look, I'm just one guy, but I think that was a good call. We'll go back and look at the footage later, I'm sure. So again, it's 1-2 to Courtney Spitz. 2 outs. Suckers with runners on first and third. They lead by a pair of runs, looking to extend it in the 5th. 2-2 as Henson misses high and out. Courtney Spitz could blast it wide open here. Henson misses outside. It's a wild pitch. Deadened off the wall. Gibson sprints for home, slides in under the tag. He's safe, and the Suckers take a wider lead. It's a 3-run lead now, 6-3 on the wild pitch. Tail runner Engler also advanced to second base, so he is in scoring position for Spitz. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. The Fish up by 3, trying to extend this 5th. Henson comes home with a fastball. He missed high, frustrated with himself there as Spitz takes the free pass. That's his 2nd walk on the night, and it brings up Clay Odell. Odell 0 for 2. Strikeout, and then he fouled out to the first baseman Austin Kendrick. 6-3. Suckers having a pretty good run on the latter stretches of Skyler Henson's outing. David Edwards is going to have to hurry, but he steps on the base. Josh Engler, pert near, beat Edwards to the bag, but instead he is called out. So a fielder's choice made a little bit exciting there. Nevertheless, Suckers put a run on the board. A walk to Hayden Gibson, a single by Josh Engler, and then a wild pitch thrown out of the hand of Skyler Henson makes it 6-3. Nixa out in front. Mountain Ducks will try to answer when we come back. It's Grip and Rip Baseball live on YouTube, coverage all season long, sponsored by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, we do business better.
I hope you folks at home are seeing this. Look, you know, I'm a big auto racing fan. Typical NASCAR race, 36 cars start. Every year on Memorial Day weekend, 33 cars start the Indianapolis 500. I'm pretty sure there had to have been 50. There's no way I can ever count them, but there had to have been 50 entrants in the kids' race. You're in the middle of the 5th inning, so it's going to take a while for Davisai Pizzaro to take his warm-up tosses for the Nixa Suckers. Do we do this every game? Yes, the answer is yes. Every GRBL game in the middle of the 5th inning, it's the kids' race. Kiddos run the bases, and yes, on a night like tonight, your child, your young speedster, can be one of about 50 entrants in the field. Congratulations to whoever managed to win that thing. Pinch hitter coming up for the Ozark Mountain Ducks to face Pizzaro. It will be Ethan Bryan. He is batting in the 8th spot for Kyle Carpenter. Mr. Catch 365, Ethan Bryan. He's published 12 books. His most notable, most nationally renowned is called A Year of Playing Catch. It is available wherever books are sold. He recommends the website for a bookstore called Hearts and Minds, but you know, you can find it on the big retailers as well. You can also find it on his website, ethanbryan.com. So Ethan Bryan steps into the right-handed batter's box. Those are Jackie Robinson tribute high socks, I understand. Chopper to third. Alex Locke has entered the game and is up with it for the Fish. And Alex Locke, the medical surgical consultant, makes the throw across for out number 1. Devin Phillips up next for the Mountain Ducks. Hayden Gibson has gone to first base for the Suckers. Got all kinds of maneuvers aplenty. Try to figure out what's going on in that Suckers outfield. That's still Engler at short. Still using... That is Faulkner. Check that. That is not Brock Faulkner. That is Adam Barton, who has gone to second base for Nixa. Still Ryan Cram in center field, thank goodness. Still Ben Wade out in left, I do believe. So I think they're using Faulkner in right. 1-2 is the count to Devin Phillips, who just sent a 50-cent foul ball into the stands. 1 away. Davisai Pizzaro's next pitch. Off speed, lined back right up the middle and into center field it goes. So a base hit for Devin Phillips, the electrician and father of 7. Thomas McFarland, the number 10 hitter, comes in. Struck out looking last time. But this time he's got a runner on the paths. We'll put Pizzaro in the stretch. Pizzaro, high fastball up and out of the zone. Another fastball from Pizzaro, another ball up, says the man in charge. It's 2-0. So perhaps Pizzaro a little rattled after giving up that base hit. Next pitch to McFarland, swung on and missed, and Pizzaro dialing it in. Looked like a slider on the outer half, getting McFarland to chase. 6-3 the score. Nixa Suckers out in front of their rivals, the Ozark Mountain Ducks. 4 hits for each team thus far here in the bottom of the 5th. Thomas McFarland has worked himself ahead 3-1, being patient with his fellow rookie Davisai Pizzaro. Sends it home. That's up and out of the zone. So Pizzaro consistently missing up. Puts McFarland on with the free pass. It's back to the top of the order. And with runners on first and second, Mountain Ducks send a pinch hitter to the plate. This is number 12, Nick Bacon. The singing outfielder, originally from Jefferson City, now resides in Marshfield, Missouri. Nick was the lead singer for a band called The Endless Summer. You can legitimately Find their hit song Satellites on the Spotify streaming platform. That's on YouTube as well. But don't go watching endless summer videos right now. You should be liking, sharing, and subscribing Grip and Rip Baseball. 0-1 after the foul ball. Bacon then looked at a four-seamer for a strike. It's 0-2. Nick reunited with manager Austin Kendrick, whom he played for prior to the town ball era, but this is his first time in the Mountain Ducks uniform. 0-2 bouncer, nice block from Courtney Spitz. Keeps the runners in place. Marquise Goad is the runner for the Mountain Ducks, so he is running for Devin Phillips. That's a courtesy. Thomas McFarland, the runner at first for Ozark, who drew a walk. The 1-2 to Nick Bacon. Pizzaro got him with the fastball. Bacon chases. Down on strikes he goes. To the number 2 hitter in the order with 2 outs, it's Skyler Henson. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Henson singled to the left in the first. He flew out to center field last time up. Ryan Cram looking alive out there for the Suckers. Davisai Pizzaro looks back at the runner at second. That's Goad. Now comes home. That had a little bit of sink to it. A little too much sink for the liking of the plate umpire. It's ball 1. Justin Parker chomping at the bit in the on-deck circle. He would like very much for Skyler Henson to find a way to extend this inning. He looked at a strike there. Mountain Ducks trying to make this young reliever Pizzaro work. The 1-1, another fastball, four-seamer for a strike. Pizzaro is finding a little something on that outer half against right-handed hitters. See what Courtney Spitz calls for him here. The 1-2. That's more heat. Spitz down in the butterfly to block that. It's 2-2. They went back to the well. Henson didn't chase that time. Deuce is wild here. Pizzaro again looks back at Goad. Little hesitation. That one gets away from the catcher Spitz. Runners will advance. That was ball 3. They'll woe him up at second and third. So Skyler Henson has worked the count full. I believe that's, don't know if that's going to be scored as a wild pitch or a passed ball, but nevertheless, full count. Pizzaro's payoff pitch. Got him with a change. Down on strikes goes Henson, and the threat is neutralized. Back-to-back strikeouts for Davisai Pizzaro. 6-3. The Nixa Suckers protect the lead. We go to the 6th inning. It is Grip and Rip Baseball's Robert Lewis Memorial opening weekend, brought to you live and free right here on YouTube.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
It's a Henry's towing pitching change for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. They call on the brilliant young left-hander Kyle Carpenter. Third year in the league for Kyle, one of the young guns. Just 26 years old, out of St. Charles, Missouri. He went to St. Dominic High School. That's in nearby O'Fallon in the St. Louis metro area. John Wood Community College for 2 years, then finished out his schooling with a degree in business management at Missouri State University. Best season in terms of pitching would have been 2021, and that was actually with the Nixa Suckers. He had a 3.66 ERA across 39 and a third innings pitched. Sends a curveball into Davisai Pizzaro, who bloops one, but not blooped enough for Tony Lewis. Yes, those 39-year-old legs still work. The Mountain Ducks second baseman ranges back, makes the catch for the out to retire Pizzaro to get us going here in the sixth. So here's Alex Locke, entered as a defensive replacement in the last half at third, and it's just going to be a straight-up swap for Alex coming in the place of Wyatt Gold. Locke from Springfield, Missouri, went to Maryville University, finished out his college career at Missouri State, but that was not as a baseball player. He was a college golfer, and a very skilled one at that. Matter of fact, Alex Locke did not play high school baseball past his 9th grade year because he was a football kicker for the Glendale Falcons and then a state championship winning golfer. Junior year, Falcons won the team title. I was there, I saw it. It was a wet day at Silo Ridge Country Club in Bolivar, Missouri, but Alex Locke and 4 of his friends got themselves a state championship title. But it speaks to his athleticism that he's able to pick up baseball after so many years away from the game. And he drew a walk there against Kyle Carpenter. Here's another bloop, and again, the Godfather, Tony Lewis, showing range as a middle infielder, not known since sometime around 2006, I don't believe. Nevertheless, Tony makes the second out. Adam Barton bats here for Tommy Shaver. And Barton's on my watch list. I think he's going to be pretty exciting here before all is said and done. He's another Springfield, Missouri native. Went to Hillcrest High School on the north side. Was a very good ball player. And Hillcrest, for those not aware, is a school that produces very good ball players. Very storied high school program. The Hillcrest Hornets. Barton played for Coach Ryan Schafitzel there. He was a Springfield News Leader All-USA Ozarks selection. Thought about baseball at the college level, but here's a dying quail into center field, and the Texas Leaguer drops in for Adam Barton, first base hit of his GRBL career. Then some assorted ugliness on the infield for the Mountain Ducks. That error allows both runners to advance into scoring position. Some heads-up base running from Alex Locke, and then Barton the trailer. So it goes down as a single, and we'll charge an error to the Ducks. Bottom line is, Suckers are in business once again. Runners on second and third for Brock Faulkner with 2 outs. What I was about to say about Adam Barton is he sniffed around playing baseball at the NCAA Division II level, but ended up deciding a more academic path was right for him, so he came back home and went to Missouri State. He's a conservation ecologist by trade. 2-0 here to Brock Faulkner, as the Suckers doing a nice job getting to the lefty Kyle Carpenter here in the 6th. There's a check swing from Faulkner. Do not believe they called that a strike. I believe we're at 3-0. Carpenter comes home. That's a fastball for a strike. So 3-1 now for Brock. Carpenter got him with the change, and we're full up. Brock Faulkner, one of 2 players on the Nixa Suckers who are GRBL veterans, but have not played in this league since 2019. The other is Tommy Schaefer, so really interesting makeup for the Fish as Faulkner draws the walk. With 9 true rookies, they are the most rookie-laden team in the league. They do have one original 60 player, that's Tyler Jones, but he is not in action tonight. So it's a young team, a relatively inexperienced team for the Nixa Suckers. But they are impressive thus far. Bases are chucked for Hayden Gibson with 2 outs. He looked at a strike from Kyle Carpenter. Hayden has walked 3 times tonight, so 0 for 0 still on the season. On base percentage, quite stellar. And he's even the count 1-1 here. Carpenter missed with a fastball low. Suckers trying to extend a 6-3 lead. We're in the top of the 6th. This game about an hour, 27 minutes old right now. Foul ball from Hayden Gibson evens things up 2-2. Deuce is wild as there are 2 outs as well. Carpenter looking to get out of the inning here. Fastball swung on and laced foul, but that gets into the seats. So we'll set it up and do it again. Another 2-2 coming from Kyle Carpenter. Suckers have some activity going in the bullpen down in left field. Gibson again, the foul ball. And perhaps we are maybe very close to seeing the Grip and Rip Baseball League debut of Logan Wiley, first round draft pick. Third 2-2 pitch. Oh, that hit him. It brushes Gibson on that lead arm. And that will bring Alex Locke across to score for the Suckers, and it is 7-3. Hayden Gibson has reached 4 times tonight without getting a hit. Bases are still loaded. This is Ryan Cram. He's 1 for 3. Singled in the first and later scored as Josh Engler brought him around with a triple. So Cram, one of the 9 true rookies on this Suckers club. Just 22 years old out of Nixa, Missouri. Suckers manager Courtney Spitz went pretty young. Took a pretty fair crop of 20-somethings for his club. The 1-0. Oh, Cram thought about it. Carpenter bent that one. That was a nice pitch. Carpenter usually does well to fill the strike zone. Swing and a pop. This is way up into the ozone layer. Coming down on top of the Nixa dugout. Out of play. 1-2 now. Runners reset. Carpenter's 1-2 pitch to Cram. That's low. Good snag from the catcher Phillips. So here we go again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mountain Ducks trying to stop the bleed, trailing 7-3 in the 6th. That ball is lifted in the air. Ranging back to get it is the shortstop. Skyler Henson makes the catch for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. And the inning is over, but not before the Suckers take advantage of a walk, a single, another walk, and a hit by pitch. Hayden Gibson, still no batting average, but he has reached base safely 4 times. 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch. By any means necessary, and that is why the Nixa Suckers lead 7-3. Back with the bottom of the 6th right after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
So wait a little bit longer for the GRBL debut of the young gun Logan Wiley. Instead, it's another young right-hander, Davisai Pizzaro, going back out to the mound. This will be his third inning of work. If he's able to get through this one unscathed, it'll be decision time for Suckers manager Courtney Spitz. But right now, he's trusting the young Puerto Rican out of Park University via the Carlos Beltran Baseball Academy to get it done here. So it's Alex Locke at third, Josh Engler at short, Adam Barton is the second baseman, and Hayden Gibson at first for the Fish. Courtney Spitz still behind the plate. Batter for the Mountain Ducks is Justin Parker, 1 for 2 tonight with a home run and a ground out to the second baseman. Parker hops into the right-handed batter's box. JP, as he is known, a member of the original 60. Played for Grip and Rip Red back in that inaugural 2016 season when the league was so experimental the teams had colors instead of names. How far we've come. The 0-1 from Pizzaro to Parker. Up and out, it's 1-1. 1-1. Pizzaro trying to protect a 7-3 Suckers lead. Parker swings and chops this one. Back to get that as the second baseman Barton throw on line enough, and a nice snag by Hayden Gibson, the former semi-professional soccer goalkeeper in Germany, was able to get his right hand to the baseball, catching a nervous throw perhaps from Adam Barton to get the out. So one away. That brings up David Edwards. He also grounded out to second last time, so look alive, Adam Barton. Party perhaps just getting started for you on that Suckers infield. David Edwards, 0 for 2 tonight, but a capable hitter. 13 hits in 2021 as a rookie with the Locos. 12 hits a season ago with the Branson Showmen. Carrying a batting average for his career above 360. He's ahead 1-0 here. Pizzaro throws him a fastball. That's going to get through. No chance for either of the Suckers infielders on that left side. And that's a hot shot single, just pretty as you please off the bat of David Edwards. I said plenty because he expects to see plenty more of those here in 2023. So Edwards on the board, hitting .333 for the season. He's on for the Godfather, Tony Lewis. 0 for 1 tonight. Got hit by a pitch back in the first inning. This is going to be his second look at Davisai Pizzaro. And the left-handed Lewis grounded out to the first baseman his last time. There's a fastball swung. This is to the right side. Barton with it. Throws to short. Suckers trying for 2. They got it. The 4-6-3. Barton to Engler. To Gibson. What a job by the shortstop, Josh Engler. Dragged his foot to the bag, flipped the hips, and fired a dart to Hayden Gibson for the 4-6-3. Nixa leads 7-3. We'll go to the stretch inning right after this. As always, and all season long, fans, coverage of Grip and Rip Baseball brought to you courtesy of our friends at Central Bank of the Ozarks, Central Bank Company. Strong roots, endless possibilities.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, we do business better.
Kyle Carpenter, the young gun, back out to work for the Ozark Mountain Ducks, but activity to tell you about in both bullpens. Logan Wiley warming for the Nixa Suckers out there in left field, and down in right, Seth Burns, the right-handed beef cattle farmer, has just gone out to start warming in the Ozark Mountain Ducks bullpen. So business about to pick up as this game heads to the stretch inning. We're in the 7th. Nixa Suckers lead 7-3, and Josh Engler, who just turned a great double play from the shortstop spot, is at the dish. 2 for 3 tonight. Looked at a strike there from the lefty Carpenter. So Kyle attacking Engler inside with the fastball. Got him to take an inside-out swing and a pop-up to Austin Kendrick at first. Pretty good approach there from Carpenter against the dangerous Josh Engler. Getting the pop-out to Austin Kendrick. Does not get easier for Carpenter as here comes Courtney Spitz. And Spitzy has caught Carpenter. Kyle was a Nixa Sucker at one point in his career, so Courtney knows what Kyle's stuff does. He's seen a lot of these pitches firsthand. Should be a pretty nice advantage for the catcher Spitz. He looked at ball 1 outside. Courtney Spitz, a sacrifice fly and a pair of walks tonight. Been getting on base, been moving runners across. Would like to get himself a nice ho-hum base hit here perhaps. Woo! Almost got ear-holed instead. Kyle threw a breaking pitch that did not break. Looked like the ball came out of his hand early. And on a warm, humid, sweaty kind of night like this, that sort of accident can absolutely happen. Spitz ducks out of the way unscathed. It's 3-0. Oh, and again, same thing. Carpenter rubbing that left throwing hand against his pant leg now, trying to dry it. Austin Kendrick, the Ducks manager, is going to come over and have a chat with his mound man. I think that was nothing more than a hey man, settle down kind of talk. So Spitz takes a walk. That is his 3rd walk on the night, and he is on for Billy Ross. So we've seen Billy Ross come in and run a couple times, but here he is making his entry, pinch hitting for Clay Odell, the 21-year-old boat mechanic. Originally from Independence, Missouri, now lives in Eldon. It's a good place for a boat mechanic to live, just north of Lake of the Ozarks. Billy Ross looks at a curveball up and out of the zone. So Ross went to William Chrisman High School. That's a public school in Independence, Missouri. .1-0 pitch from Carpenter, and again, the breaking ball with no break. That pitch is just not there for Carpenter. On the wild pitch, Spitz advances, and now he's hanging out trying to dare the Mountain Ducks catcher Devin Phillips to throw. And Austin Kendrick has seen enough. They're going to rush Seth Burns out here. This is an unscheduled move, but nevertheless, a Henry's towing pitching change for the Mountain Ducks. Seth Burns jogging on, and he will replace Kyle Carpenter. So a righty coming on for a lefty here. Not the night Kyle Carpenter wanted, but a big opportunity for Seth Burns the right-hander, 31 years old, from Evangel University. He's going to inherit a 2-0 count to Billy Ross. So Seth Burns, I can tell you, in addition to raising beef cattle, broke into the baseball league here in the GRBL in 2020. He was with the Moon City Mavericks that year, playing for Daniel England. Through 10 innings that year, struggled with some arm and shoulder tightness, and what Seth said was really wanted the opportunity to come play some baseball, and perhaps had a little too much fun at tryouts and in the early part of the season trying to make a roster. So he came back in 2021 with a year of training, a year of conditioning, and a year of wisdom, and he had a great year for the Nixa Suckers in 2021. He was a member of the Branson Showmen in 2022 and was an instrumental part of what was a 4-pitcher rotation that also included the Hall of Famer Skyler Henson, Showman manager Cole Rourke, and a lefty named Devin Braswell. So with Seth's pitching, the Branson Showmen were able to advance through the playoffs and find themselves contending for a championship up until the end, when the Springfield Metropolitans got a base hit and an error on the same play to bring 2 runs across, and they ended up walking it off for the victory. 5-4 was the final of that Howard Bell title game. So that memory, I know, is sticking with Seth Burns, as it does just about everyone who was part of that Branson Showman Club in 2022. But in the GRBL draft, of course, no roster is able to fully stay intact. Burns was impressive enough that Ozark Mountain Ducks manager Austin Kendrick reached up and grabbed him in the 3rd round of the 2023 GRBL draft. So great expectations for Seth Burns. He throws a ball to Billy Ross. That's going to make the count 3-0. 1 out still with a runner on second base. And there's a strike thrown. It is a 7-3 lead for the Nixa Suckers here in the top of the 7th. And Burns steps off there. Ross and Burns, 2 righties, doing the dance. There's a fastball low, and so Burns issues the walk to Billy Ross. Now he gets a fresh start against Davisai Pizzaro. Runners are on first and second. It's got to be tough for Seth. He was not planning on coming on here in the 7th. So kind of had to rush through the warm-up as well. Comes set and deals to Pizzaro. That's a fastball low. Phillips corrals it. Runners will stay put. Storied rivalry here, building with each chapter, the Mountain Ducks and the Suckers, and the Fish would absolutely love, even with all the newcomers, I'm sure they've been educated a little bit on the importance of this game. Every regular season game matters in the GRBL, but this is a divisional game. Both these teams in the GRBL South, so this is important for playoff implications right away. Here's a fly to right. Nick Bacon makes the catch to get Pizzaro for the 2nd out, and then makes the throw in to keep the runners in place. Alex Locke will get another run here. He took a walk his first time up. And Alex has probably not looked at live pitching since sometime around 2015, I would guess, maybe. It's been a while. Gamely getting in there, and right away facing a perennial all-star in Seth Burns. 1-0 for Locke. Runner Spitz takes off. He's going to steal third. Phillips opts to eat it. No throw. So both Suckers runners advance. It's a pair of steals. So that's 2 men in scoring position for Nixa, looking to extend a 4-run lead. 2-0 to Alex Locke with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. 4-seam fastball that time. It's 2-1. Another fastball, another swing. That one was on the inner half, so Seth Burns changing up the locations on the rookie Alex Locke. He's worked himself back. It's 2-2. Two-strike pitch. That did not catch the inner half. Seth took a little something off that time. Locke with some pretty good plate vision to lay off. It's 3-2 now, full up. This is what you try out for. Full count, 2 outs. Seth misses high, and that is a walk. So the inning continues for Nixa. Ben Wade. He's 1 for 3 on the night with a single and an RBI. But the situation's a little larger this time. 7-3 the score, 2 outs and the bases loaded. Burns threw him a fastball for a strike. Next offering to Ben Wade. That's a fastball down. 1-1. Burns' next pitch was an off-speeder over the plate. Wade lifts it into right. Nick Bacon settles under that and he makes the catch. So Seth Burns had to squirm, but he ends up getting out of that inning unscathed, coming on in relief. It is still 7-3. The Suckers loaded the bases and came away with nothing to show for it. It is stretch time here in the GRBL. I'd like to say a big thank you to our 50-cent foul ball sponsor all season long. That's the Bank of Missouri. And as always, the 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sumit's Hot Yoga. At Sumit's Hot Yoga, you are going to feel awesome.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Well, now it is time for one of the most highly anticipated rookie debuts we've had in a while. Logan Wiley, the right-hander from Springfield, Missouri, on the mound for the Nixa Suckers. 26 years old, went to Kickapoo High School, and then started his college playing career at Kansas State University. Like a lot of college baseball players, had one trip through the transfer portal. That landed him back closer to home at Missouri State University. After his college career, he played professionally in the Frontier League, most recently with the Windy City Thunderbolts in the greater Chicagoland area. Had a 3.20 ERA in 2021 with the Thunderbolts, 98 and a third innings pitched. He struck out 54 batters and walked just 22, so a better than 2.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio for the fireballing Logan Wiley. Buckle up your seatbelts, Suckers fans. This is highly anticipated. Austin Kendrick steps in for the Mountain Ducks. Wiley starts him off with the gas. Kendrick chops this one foul. And the third baseman, Alex Locke, ranges over to touch that one up for strike one. So Logan Wiley, most definitely in the upper 80s, at least on the radar gun in tryouts. One of the hardest throwers we saw. But the thing about Wiley is it's not just speed. He can fill up the strike zone in a hurry, and that lends us to believe he's in for a pretty promising career here in the GRBL. The 0-1. Fastball runs in. It's 1-1. Kendrick, the veteran of the GRBL, knows a thing or two about standing in there with flamethrowers. He's managed such GRBL greats as Jesse Hodge in his career. Jesse, former Pitcher of the Year award winner. Here's the 2-1 to Kendrick. That's a fastball down, and it's 3-1. So AK not phased by Logan Wiley's big debut here. Ahead 3-1. That's a slider for a strike, and we're full. Kendrick in the right-handed batter's box, stands tall and crowds in. Wiley deals, and the payoff pitch. Gas. He gone. Kendrick down on strikes. And Logan Wiley's GRBL career is off to a promising start. Seth Burns, the pitcher, up next for the Mountain Ducks. Seth, third-degree burns, 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to first base last time. Wiley started him out down and away, and Burns swung and missed. Be interesting to see as this outing continues what Courtney Spitz does for Logan Wiley in terms of sequencing and pitch location. That was back up and in, so they start Burns off away, then come inside on him. The 0-2. That was a slider over the middle. Logan Wiley has a slider that is one of the absolute filthiest things I've ever seen thrown in the left field bullpen here at Sky Bacon Stadium. We'll do another 0-2 to Seth here. Whoa! Oh, that was absolutely a mistake pitch. Ball exited Wiley's hand earlier than planned. Seth Burns ducks out of the way. Little Nuke LaLoosh moment, perhaps, for the young gun Wiley. Here's the 1-2. Kicks and deals. It was an off-speed pitch, up and out of the zone. I believe that was the change. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, that hit him. And that was the heat. Seth Burns taking that Little League advice. He's not rubbing it, but he is absolutely going to have a black and blue mark on his upper left arm tomorrow morning, probably tonight on the drive home back to sleeper. And yeah, Seth's going to come out of here. They are going to courtesy run for him immediately and let him go take some cover in the dugout. So a courtesy run for the pitcher Burns. This is Austin Kendrick, who made the last out, coming on to run for the Mountain Ducks. 1 out and a runner on. They trail by 4. Here's Kyle Carpenter. He looks at a ball out of the zone. This is Wiley's first look at a lefty tonight. Kyle, very capable hitter, can take some inside-out swings sometimes. He can be late to it and go the opposite way, as he does there. That got by the diving third baseman Alex Locke. It's into left field, and just like that, you see what Kyle Carpenter can do. Threw the hands to it late, but Carpenter is just a great contact hitter, and he put the ball into play, got it past Alex Locke's dive, and so he is on. The first hit surrendered by right-hander Logan Wiley. Might be the answer to a trivia question someday. It's Kyle Carpenter. So Devin Phillips bats here with runners on first and second. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a strikeout, and Phillips sends one way up on the first base side. Looked pretty close to the concession stand up there on the upper concourse. Wiley comes set for the 0-1 and the throwback, and Kendrick is absolutely hung out to dry. Locke runs him down, tags him right on the old number 5. AK caught snoozing, and a great heads-up job by the shortstop Josh Engler. He set that whole thing off, running over to the bag. He got Wiley's attention, and Logan made a move that was good enough to hang Austin Kendrick out, and so that neutralizes a runner from scoring position. Kendrick caught stealing. 2 outs go on the board. Ducks still have a runner at first. That's Kyle Carpenter. Batter is Devin Phillips, and the count is now 1-1. That could turn out to be a big out for the Suckers if Wiley's able to bear down and get Phillips here. He misses up. So 2-1. Perhaps some opening night jitters for Logan Wiley. Next offering to Devin Phillips. Again missing high, so the miss is consistent for Wiley. See if they go back, perhaps try to set Phillips up to chase here. 3-1. Wiley from the midsection. Instead, they went to the off-speed pitch. That change didn't locate, and so Phillips gets the walk, and the Ducks have 2 runners on. Carpenter moves up to second. It's a pinch hitter for the Mountain Ducks, Marquise Goad out of Blue Eye, Missouri. Pinch hits here. Blue Eye, Missouri. Blue Eye proper, I guess, is a village, population 289. However, the school district, just south of Table Rock Lake, touches the Arkansas state line, I do believe. That's got almost 500 students in it, so they live the rural life in and around Blue Eye. They start Marquise Goad off with a high, tight fastball that sends him ducking, and now the catcher, Courtney Spitz, will go have a word with the young gun, Logan Wiley. Probably a little bit of calm down, but this could also be a mechanical talk, as Wiley has missed high, up and out consistently against both righties and lefties. So Marquise Goad, a first-team All-Southwest Central League outfielder at Blue Eye High School. He was also a very accomplished basketball player. Matter of fact, played a year at College of the Ozarks on the hardwood. Since gone on to go pro for Patio in Springfield, Missouri. It's an online-based home loan lending company. That's a wild pitch from Wiley, allowing the Ducks runners to advance. So Carpenter motors to third. Kendrick is now at second. And Marquise Goad with a chance for the Mountain Ducks, trailing by 4. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Ooh. Well, that was upstairs, but Logan Wiley got Marquise Goad to go up the ladder with him. Swung on and missed. 2-1 now. Wiley, again, from the stretch, throwing. Breaks the hands by the midsection. Goad fouled that one off. About hit his teammate Nick Bacon in the on-deck circle. So the battle continues, 2-2. Big chance for Wiley to punch out of the jam with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Comes home. Breaking ball swung on, fouled. So Wiley calming down and throwing some strikes to Marquise Goad, who has gamely fouled off a couple. Count remains 2-2. That's a fastball low. Suckers wanted the call. They do not get it. Plate umpire B.J. Sarton's doing a great job tonight. Full count. The pitch to Goad. Swung on and missed. Logan Wiley gets his second strikeout of the night, and it could not have come at a more opportune time. The score, Nixa Suckers 7. Ozark Mountain Ducks 3. Logan Wiley debuts. Logan Wiley punches his way out of his first jam. I feel like we're just watching the kid grow up. We'll go to the 8th right after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Big thank you to Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. First, for just their interest in grip and rib baseball, but second of all, for the work they do, supplying so much blood right here in southwest Missouri. It all stays local. I'd like to say a big thank you to CBCO's Chief Financial Officer Eric Lampy in attendance tonight, one of the hundreds in the crowd taking in the Ozark Mountain Ducks and the Nixa Suckers. Although I have it on good authority that Eric is a Springfield Mets fan, he will have to wait until Sunday at 3. That is when the reigning and defending world champions take on the Branson Showmen in the season opener for both teams. It's a doubleheader Sunday here at Sky Bacon Stadium. Gets going at noon with the Moon City Mavericks and the Republic Locos. Seth Burns starts the 8th inning for the Mountain Ducks by firing a strike to Adam Barton. He is the Nixa second baseman. 0-1 to the Hillcrest High School grad. Make that 0-2. Barton singled his first time up. Got my eye on Barton as well. Of course, this Nixa team with 9 rookies. Everybody's a Rookie of the Year contender on this squad almost. Not that time. Skyler Henson, the Ducks shortstop, made a good catch. A little spinneroony, dipsy-doo, dunkaroo, and a throw over to Austin Kendrick at first to record the out. Adam Barton's average falls to a paltry .500. Brock Faulkner bats next for the Suckers. He's in the 10 spot tonight. 0 for 2 with a walk in the 6th. Off-speed pitch from Seth Burns, missed high. So Brock, originally from Park Hills, Missouri, but now resides in Nixa. Actually moved when he was a kid, so graduated from Logan Rogersville High School. He is a plumber for United Plumbing. And in total, this will be his 4th year in the league. Broke in 2017, played 3 years. Played for the Sumit's Hot Yoga Yogis in 2019. Then he took some time off. But here he is back, 2023. 2-1. Seth Burns kicks and deals. Curveball without a lot of drop to it is up and out of the zone. So 3-1 now to Faulkner. Mountain Ducks crowding in just a touch, but Faulkner takes the free pass. Don't know if that is intentional or not, but the Suckers have been reaching by way of the walk a pretty fair bit tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is the 11th walk issued by Mountain Ducks pitchers to Nixa batters this evening. Hayden Gibson's got 3 of them, and are you kidding me? He got hit. That caught him on the lead arm, so Hayden Gibson has reached 5 times tonight without getting a hit. He has walked 3 times. He has now been hit by pitches twice. On-base percentage is in the stratosphere. Somebody let the kid take a swing. My goodness. Ryan Cram showed bunt. Ended up chasing one out of the zone for a strike. So Cram now 1 for 4. Singled back in the first. He's lined out a couple times. Swung and missed there. Seth took him up the ladder, and Ryan Cram not able to lay off the high gas. So 0-2 now. Suckers with runners on first and second, one away. Burns looks back now, comes home. Cram underneath this one. Devin Phillips with time, looking for it, could not haul in the basket catch as he slid into the concrete wall back behind home plate. Phillips no worse for the wear. I think he would like to have had the catch, but Ryan Cram gets a reprieve. Still down in the count, 0-2 when we reset. Those plays against the net, never easy. Burns now steps off. So a little reconnoitering for Seth Burns. Cram back in the box, slightly open stance. Runner goes for third. Cram pulls it in the hit and run, baby. That's a beaut. Suckers are going to score. The lead extends to 8-3. An RBI for Ryan Cram and some slick base running from Brock Faulkner. So Cram gets the first RBI of his GRBL career. Suckers extend the lead to 5 runs, and the fun continues. Runners are now on first and second for Josh Engler. He's 2 for 4. A single and a triple, and a couple batted in already. For the big masher from Mount Vernon, it's a wild pitch. Hayden Gibson motors from second to third. Ryan Cram takes a more leisurely stroll from first to second. Seth Burns unquestionably feeling slightly rattled here. He's down in the count. It's 1-0 to Engler. Oh, Burns got him with a changeup there, and Josh Engler, being the changeup artist that he is, yeah, he'll be frustrated with that, but I think he's chuckling to himself. At least I hope that's what that was. 1-1 to Josh. Nope, we'll reset. Burns is back on the rubber. Here's the 1-1 to Josh. Fastball swung on. That's Engler's third hit of the night. And the Suckers will score some more. Gibson in easily. Throw comes in from center. It's cut off, and Ryan Cram comes home. A 2 RBI single out into center field makes it 10-3 for the Suckers, whose heavy hitting continues tonight. I think all of the GRBL is going to be on notice from this performance by the Fish. I mean, yes, they have taken 11 walks tonight, but they've also gotten hits. Josh Engler now with 3 batted in, 3 for 5 on the night. He talked about wanting to be a two-way player. I think he has more than solidified himself into that role for Nixa tonight. 1-0 to Courtney Spitz. Speaking of walks, he's got 3 of them. Sacrifice fly RBI for Spitzy as well. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. But also chalk that one up to Mountain Ducks pitchers being generally careful and perhaps nibbling a little more than usual with Spitz. That's going to be off the glove. Tony Lewis made the dive. That would have been an exceptionally tough play. Yes, the ball hit the glove, but that is rightly scored, I think. Infield single for Courtney Spitz. So yeah, give Spitzy a hit. I mean, Tony Lewis would have needed an S on his chest in order to keep that ball in the glove. So the base hit moves Josh Engler to second base. Engler's on second. Spitz at first. Billy Ross, the batter. 0-0 for Ross tonight. He took a walk last time up in the 7th. That was against Seth Burns. Ross up 1-0 here, still 1 out. So excellent opportunity for the Suckers to pad this 7-run lead even more. The Fish are in a feeding frenzy here in the 8th. Seth ran that one high and tight. 3-0. And if you're the Mountain Ducks, yes, the importance of strike throwing, first pitch strikes, these will be items of note in the post-game debrief, I have no doubt. 3-1. Thing about the Mountain Ducks is each pitcher on the staff is a veteran, so all of them, Burns, Carpenter, and Henson, will know what they need to do, what adjustments to make. And they're going to have 9 days to think about it before the Mountain Ducks are in action again. It's a walk issued to Billy Ross. Austin Kendrick is going to go take a mound visit with Seth Burns here before Davisai Pizzaro bats. Mountain Ducks, from this point forward, would be looking at bringing in a position player. David Edwards is a possibility. He's the third baseman for the moment. Austin Kendrick himself pitched a little bit in the preseason jamboree, so that's an option on the table. But what they really hope is that Burns can just settle in and make some outs here. Bases are loaded for Davisai Pizzaro. Pizzaro tonight 0 for 3, a strikeout and a hit by pitch. He's ahead here 1-0. Fastball gets away from the catcher Phillips. Runner Engler will come home and score. It's 11-3 for the Suckers, taking advantage of the passed ball with the bases loaded. And the lead extends. Fastball from Burns, swung on, fouled off, lifted into the second section of seats, the upper section on the first base side. 2-1 here for the native of Florida, Puerto Rico. Seth went at him with a slider. That is swung on and fouled off. First base side once more for Pizzaro, who was late throwing the hands at it. So he's now in a 2-2 count against Burns. Seth fires that one home. Davisai lifts it into center field. That's going to get past the center fielder and all the way to the wall. 2-run score for the Suckers. Pizzaro turning at second, digging for third. Throw coming home. That gets over the head of the catcher Phillips. Pizzaro wasting no time. It's a triple and an error. The bases are clear. 3 more score for the Nixa Suckers. It is 14-3. Triple with an error is the official scoring. The center fielder for the Mountain Ducks got the throw into second, and then the cutoff man fired over the head of the catcher Devin Phillips. It's Kyle Carpenter out there in center field. Or check that, that is Thomas McFarland out there in center field, but he's now jogging in. Mountain Ducks are going to lift Seth Burns here, so another Henry's towing pitching change is afoot. Thomas McFarland is going to come on and pitch. And the Mountain Ducks are going to have to do a little bit of lineup roulette here. 14-3 is the score. Suckers have turned this one into a laugher. We'll step aside, come right back, and tell you about Thomas McFarland as he takes his warm-up throws.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Nixa Suckers fans are smiling. Their guys are up 14-3. We're in the top of the 8th. Nixa has scored 7 runs and counting here in the 8th inning. Thomas McFarland is on to pitch out of Maryland Heights, Missouri. He attended Pattonville High School, graduated, I should say, as a matter of fact, not just attended, got out of there with honors. So Thomas McFarland, I can tell you, is part of a touring band. They're called Blue Madison. Apparently they play pop covers, I understand. Full disclosure, I've never heard the band play myself, but Thomas is the drummer in the band, and that's serious business. Matter of fact, Thomas McFarland, the 2020 High School Band Directors National Association National Marching Band Student of the Year. Thomas McFarland, he is the son of a band director, so his dad coached his percussion career, you could say, while he was at Pattonville High School in Maryland Heights, Missouri. Thomas played goalkeeper on the soccer team, played baseball, and he did some pitching in high school. So the drummer becomes the thrower for the Ozark Mountain Ducks, trailing by 11. First pitch to Alex Locke is a breaking pitch for a strike on the outer half. Alex Locke has walked twice. So nothing and nothing officially. Swings and chops this one foul. That will trickle out of play first base side. Oh, 2, that ran in. Locke gets out of the way. So yeah, this game is at the 2-hour and 17-minute mark. That 17th minute just underway for those of you keeping close watch of the clock. Locke swings and grounds this one into play. Austin Kendrick, the first baseman, dives and slides. McFarland comes over and covers the bag, and that is out number 2. The inning continues here. Adam Barton was the scheduled hitter for the Suckers, but this is going to be Logan Wiley. So Wiley, the pitcher, enters to bat here. I am sure Logan Wiley has swung a baseball bat at some point in his career. I, however, couldn't tell you about it to save my life. Here's a swing and a grounder to David Edwards over at third. Throw brought Kendrick off the bag, but the skip for the Mountain Ducks is able to hang on and get the out. So the Suckers blow it up in the 8th. A crooked number. The big one, as we like to say here in the GRBL. 7 runs go on the board, and the Suckers' lead extends 14-3 over their rivals, the Mountain Ducks. We will go to the bottom of the 8th right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, where our streaming coverage on YouTube is sponsored by Central Bank. Central Bank Company, strong roots, endless possibilities.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Logan Wiley back to the hill for the Nixa Suckers, pitching with a comfortable 14-3 lead. But as more than one swarthy veteran of the Grip and Rip Baseball League has said, there's really no such thing as a safe lead in this league. Any inning can be the big one, as we like to call it, that inning where the big number goes up. Suckers just had theirs as they put up 7 runs in the 8th. To propel themselves out front to a 14-3 advantage over the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Bottom of the 8th. Scheduled batters for the Mountain Ducks will be Nick Bacon, Skyler Henson, and Justin Parker. It's the top of the order. Nick Bacon, 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Entered the game in the 5th, replacing Zach Ralph. So we'll see what Nick can do. See if perhaps he's got an 11-run swing in that bat. Here's a chopper to third. One hop for Alex Locke. The third baseman up with it. The throw sailed, and it did not get there in time. Bacon turning on the Jets. Cooking to first base. That's going to be scored a hit. You'll love to see it. Nick Bacon on with the infield single. And he's on for the Marionville Comet. Skyler Henson, 7th hit of the night for the Ducks. 9 hits for the Suckers, so just a slight advantage in the hit column, but it's the runs that really count. 14-3 our score. Wiley blows Henson away with the gas there. 0-1. Wiley, when he's in the stretch, likes to break the hands from just below the sternum in the midsection. Ran that one in on Henson. Looked like a two-seam. Skyler fouled it off, but looked rather uncomfortable doing so. Of course, hey, I'd be uncomfortable too if something was running in toward my body at 80-something miles per hour. Wiley ahead here, the 0-2. Looks like they're going to set Henson up outside. No, they go back to the jam shot. Skyler got the wood to it, but that's foul. Upper concourse, first base side. So we'll set him up and do it again. Henson with an open stance in that right-handed batter's box. Short lead for the runner, Nick Bacon at first. That time they got Henson to chase with the slider low and away. Down on strikes he goes. 3 of those for Logan Wiley on the night. Strikeouts, that is. Facing the dangerous designated hitter, or left fielder rather. He came in, started out the game as the DH, but came in to play left field. Doing a yeoman's job at it. JP seems to have developed an aversion to sleeves over the past off-season. 1 for 3 on the night, struck out last time, but this is his first look at Logan Wiley, and JP sent that into the outfield. It was exciting off the bat, but the energy quickly fell out of the baseball. Josh Engler, the shortstop, ranges back, and he makes the catch. So Josh has definitely showed off some hitting prowess that seems to have been regained. He's got some range as an infielder as well. Really liking what I'm seeing from Engler tonight, and I think he is a contender to be our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game. But it's not over yet. David Edwards bats for the Mountain Ducks. Also 1 for 3 with a single. 2 outs. Runner on first is Bacon. Edwards almost swung out of his cleats. So 0-1. Edwards swung so hard he had to go adjust that ankle guard he wears. Wiley waits patiently, comes set. Looks at the runner twice, then fires a slider for a strike. David Edwards comes up gingerly there, and as Edwards is wont to do with 2 strikes, steps out. Makes the pitcher Wiley have to stop and think about what this 0-2 is going to be. Woo! Breaking ball. No. Edwards turned, thinking perhaps he'd wear that in the lower back. Instead, it dipped into the catcher's mitt. 1-2 now. Perhaps that was a waste pitch to set up some heat here. Wiley kicks and deals. Edwards swings and pops. That ball way back and out of here. That Yes, I was about to say that. Daniel Davis, our PA announcer, took the call right away from me. I think the baseball's on Highway 65 right now. Yeah, watch out if you happen to be driving northbound into Springfield. Might get a souvenir courtesy of David Edwards. So Logan Wiley comes set for the next 1-2. Oh, the breaking ball, that actually hit Edwards' bat, so that's a foul ball. 2-2. Looked like it hit David Edwards' bat. I want to wait and see. It's either 2-2 or 1-2. I think that hit the bat. Well, no hands from B.J. Sarton this time. So it's either 1-2 or 2-2. Here comes a two-strike pitch from Wiley. That hit Edwards, so the debate is moot as David Edwards wears one right between the 1 and the 6 on his back. And the inning continues for Wiley. That hit batsman, the second of his GRBL career, for those of you tracking such things. It's going to bring up Tony Lewis. He got hit by a pitch back in the first, but that was by Josh Engler. Speaking of Engler, he's going to go talk to Wiley here. I am not sure if this is a general pep talk or if it is more some advice for how to face Tony Lewis. So nevertheless, Engler gave Wiley a little talking to. Suckers are going to set up to try. They're at double play depth here on the infield. One and 0 to the Godfather, Tony Lewis. Runners on first and second with 2 out. He got a good look at the Logan Wiley fastball there. Felt a breeze, perhaps, did Lewis. Ball was moving fast enough to leave a contrail. 1-1. Fastball misses low. 2-1 to Tony. Hit very well in the professional Can-Am League, so that's about equal footing with the experience Logan Wiley would have had in the Frontier. You know, but for the fact that approximately 15 years separated the two men's respective professional outings. Tony with the Quebec Capitals in 2004 played 50 games, batted .292 with a .410 on-base percentage. He's worked himself ahead of Logan Wiley here. 3 balls and a strike as Wiley kicks and deals. Lewis swings and fouls that one back. Way back over the press box. And the count is full. So 2 outs, 2 runners on for the Mountain Ducks. Logan Wiley in the 8th. Once again, trying to punch his way out of an inning. 3-2 to Tony Lewis. The payoff pitch swung on. This is going to tail foul, well up and out of play. Third base side. Up into the nickel seats. Of course, we don't even have nickel seats tonight with free admission. Everybody got in. Open seating as always in the GRBL, so even when the admission price goes up to $5 for adults on Sunday, if you get here early enough, you can sit wherever you want. Fastball from Wiley. Gas. Lewis is gone. It's another shutout inning for the right-hander Wiley out of Springfield, Missouri. Strikeout number 4 for him on the night, and we will go to the 9th inning. The commercial-free 9th inning, as a matter of fact, as always, it is presented by our friends at Central Bank of the Ozarks. They will sponsor our streaming coverage throughout Season 8 of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. So, Central Bank Company, strong roots, endless possibilities.
If you and I knew plumbing, you and I would never need to call United Plumbing, UNITED. But you and I can't fix a pipe or a faucet filled with lime, so we always call United, and they're there right on time. Plumbing, UNITED. United Plumbing.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
So the percussionist, Thomas McFarland, back onto the hill for the Ozark Mountain Ducks as we get ready to start the commercial-free ninth inning. Nixa Suckers come to bat leading 14-3. So with an 11-run advantage, they're going to try to add to it just a little bit more. Adam Barton steps in here. Barton hitting in the, wait, don't tell me, in the 9th spot. Here we go. Adam 1 for 2 tonight. Singled back in the 6th. Grounded out to short last time up. He's ahead here 2-0 against McFarland. That had some nice break to it as it caught the inside. 2-1 now. McFarland deals. That's a fastball low. So the Mountain Ducks running out of chances. They need to make this inning as low-key as possible. That's a rip from Adam Barton, but it is foul down the left field line. More than 300 feet of distance on that ball before it came down in the Suckers bullpen, way out there in left. So the count is full. McFarland's next offering is a bouncer. He grip locked it, and Barton is on by way of the free pass. So Brock Faulkner comes to the dish for the 5th time tonight. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of walks, so the on-base percentage, pretty respectable 500 for Brock. Take a moment to tell you, if you're a fan of both of these clubs, the Ozark Mountain Ducks will be in action again week 2 when we go to triple headers for the remainder of the season. It's going to be Sunday, August the 20th. Actually, the Nixa Suckers will play at 3 o'clock, or check that, they're going to play at noon, high noon. They're playing the Branson Showmen. It'll be the Fish having their first home game of the year. And we'll see the Springfield Metropolitans and the Republic Locos, and then the Ozark Mountain Ducks will play their game 2 at 6 o'clock. They are the baseball night in the Ozarks game, hosting the Moon City Mavericks. So a couple of night games to start off this 2023 campaign for the Mountain Ducks. Brock Faulkner fouls that one back way up in the upper deck. He's in a 2-2 count here against the righty from Maryland Heights, Missouri, Thomas McFarland. Comes set from the chest. Faulkner broke the bat. That slow trickler. Diving grab by Austin Kendrick, but his throw could not connect with McFarland. It went behind him. Ball trickles toward the Mountain Ducks dugout. Runners get the woe sign. Faulkner with a broken bat infield single. That's being scored. Yeah, would have been an incredibly tough play for Kendrick to make. So infield single, and the runners advance on the throwing error from AK. But give Brock Faulkner a broken bat single. Wasn't pretty, but as they say, they all go down as line drive hits to the outfield in the book eventually. So Faulkner's 1 for 3. Back around we go. Hayden Gibson. He has reached first base 5 times tonight without getting a hit. Can he somehow make it a weird 6 for 6? He's ahead in the count here, 1-0. 3 walks, 2 beanings for Hayden Gibson. He has been plunked twice. 1-0 from McFarland is a strike, so Thomas being aggressive with the Suckers leadoff man. Runners on second and third, nobody out. Suckers up by 11, looking to add to it. Gibson swings and misses. Goodness, could his on-base percentage fall below 1,000 here? It will if McFarland has something to say about it. He comes set. From the chest, the 1-2 pitch swung on. This is grounded through, and Hayden Gibson on the board with a base hit, pumping his arms. 2 RBIs to go with that as well, and the Suckers now lead 16-3. Hayden Gibson has now reached 6 times tonight, and finally, here in the 9th, the young man from Branson, Missouri gets a hit. 2 ribbies as well. 16-3, the advantage for the Suckers. Absolutely blowing it up. This crop of new fish. Again, 9 newcomers, 9 true rookies, plus Tommy Schaefer and Brock Faulkner, who are technically veterans, but neither of them have played since 2019. When it comes to experienced players, it's really slim pickings for this Nixa club. Ryan Cram, one of the rooks. But you look down the roster, Tyler Jones, Courtney Spitz, Hayden Gibson, and Josh Engler. Really the only tried and true vets to speak of on this roster. Ryan Cram is ahead in the count, 3-0. Thomas McFarland in pitching on mop-up duty, more or less. Just trying to work his way through this thing. The 3-1 pitch swung on and lifted into shallow right, now into foul territory it goes, and Austin Kendrick makes another fantastic catch over the shoulder in foul territory for the out. So 1 away for the Suckers. Josh Engler bats again. 3 for 5 today. A triple, 2 singles, 3 runs batted in. Looking to add to it here. One out. Runner at first is Gibson for the Suckers. McFarland starts Josh Engler off with a ball outside. The 1-0 pitch blocked by Phillips, and the throw back showing he's a touch frustrated with himself. Felt like he should have caught that cleanly. McFarland comes set for the 2-0 to Engler. Fastball got through the wickets for Phillips. It's off the screen. No throw to second as Gibson motors up and takes it. So Gibson is into scoring position now. Still 1 out. That's up and out of the zone. Engler walks. And so Josh reaches for the 4th time tonight. It is 14 walks issued by Ozark Mountain Ducks pitchers tonight. As much as you hate to say the free pass is part of the story, it certainly is. It does maybe sell short the fact that the Suckers have gotten 11 hits. So they have needed hits to score the 16 runs you see up on that board. But anytime you're walking that many batters, you are pretty much kneecapping your chances to win the ball game. Mountain Ducks pitchers also hit a couple of batters. Courtney Spitz taking hacks here. So Spitzy has walked 3 times. He did single his last time up. His 1 RBI of the game came by way of the sacrifice fly all the way back in the first inning when he launched one into center field that scored Josh Engler. Up in the count, 2-1, checked the swing. Yes, he did go around enough for that to be strike 2. 2-2, 1 away. McFarland throws a breaking ball, froze him. Spitz goes down looking. And that's going to bring up Billy Ross. So Ross bats with a man in scoring position for the second time tonight. He has made 2 plate appearances. He has walked twice. Looks at an offering out of the zone from Thomas McFarland to make it 1-0. Swung and missed. I credit the Suckers. You know, with this big advantage, plate discipline can kind of go by the wayside. Might as well swing hard in case you hit it. The 1-1, McFarland ran it in, but Ross danced out of the way. So Billy Ross, 21-year-old rookie, wears number 34. Went to William Crispin High School in Independence, lifts this one into right field. Over is Ralph to get it, made that a little more interesting perhaps than initially thought, but he held on to it near his shoestrings to get out number 3. Nixa Suckers score 2 in the 9th. They now lead it 16-3. Mountain Ducks are going to have to draw up a 14-run comeback. It is the commercial-free 9th inning. Well, let me tell you, folks, what's coming up Sunday, this Sunday. It's the season opener for the remaining 4 GRBL clubs. We will get things started at just about 10 to noon here in the Central Time Zone. Short pregame show, and then we will bring you the Moon City Mavericks hosting the Republic Locos. Moon City coming off of, as best I can describe it, a disappointing performance in 2022 with just a single win. But make no mistake, their manager, Mr. 5-time Daniel England, has won 5 GRBL titles, won it as a manager, as a matter of fact, as recently as 2021. He knows how to win in this league. He's constructed a very good roster. We're going to see Andy Galley, Brady Welsh, and a host of other hot hands get the ball for Moon City all season long. They're up against the Republic Locos, who looked pretty sharp in the preseason jamboree. They're bringing back the captain, the Hall of Famer Caleb Cole at shortstop, and the exciting John Bortz, the right-handed thrower out of Wisconsin originally, now resides in Joplin, Missouri. Could be a pretty tasty pitching matchup there if it shakes out how I think it might. Could be in for some John Bortz versus Andy Galley, which is going to be a pretty good tussle. Then at 3 o'clock, the reigning and defending champions, the Springfield Metropolitans, take on the Branson Showmen. It's a non-divisional game, but it is a rematch of the 2022 Howard Bell Trophy game. Branson Showmen bring back a pretty good nucleus of players. It, of course, starts with their manager, Cole Rourke, in his 3rd year with the club. But he's bringing back Carter Rinney, an exciting Gold Glove candidate as a shortstop. They've got the hard-hitting Toby Yorks. And the Showman's franchise player, of course, is the league record holder, or has a share of the single-season record for hits with 16 in 10 games. That's Jacob Carlson. So Showman Mets ought to be very good. Logan Wiley fires a strike to Austin Kendrick to go ahead here. It's 0-2. Wiley trying to make it through his first GRBL appearance unscathed. Bend but don't break has kind of been the story for Logan Wiley, the rookie from Springfield, Missouri, the Missouri State University product. 1-2 to Kendrick, swung on and reached. Spitz corrals a dropped 3rd strike, and his throw to Gibson is in time. So that's 1 away. Springfield Metropolitans, speaking of bringing back great nucleuses of players, they've got Clay Murphy back. He will likely get the start as an infielder, but will come on to pitch some very crucial innings. Just no other way to slice it. He's one of the most dominant pitchers in the history of this league. He's played in it for 3 seasons. He's won the Howard Bell Trophy 3 times, and that to me is the major stat you need to know when it comes to the 2-time MVP Clay Murphy. They also bring back Harrison Waters, who's going to look to perhaps repeat as the league's leader in hits. He had 16 of them a season ago as well. And then the Metropolitans, have some new faces. They've got Skyler Carter coming over. He was with the Ducks last year. They bring back Jared Brashler, and then they bring over Mark Blem, who was a third baseman, a longtime member of these Mountain Ducks, but got snatched up in the draft by Mets manager Brock Chaffin. Seth Burns fell down running down to first. Not sure if that was as the result of ankle trouble or if he just tripped on his own cleats, but either way, it's just, that is a microcosm of the way the night has gone for Seth Burns and the Mountain Ducks. It's a ground out. Yeah, I think he did roll the ankle. So Kyle Carpenter bats with 2 outs. Singled his last time up to left field. Lifts this one. It's going to tail foul toward the seats. Out of play. So Logan Wiley on the night has struck out 5. He has scattered a couple of hits. He has hit 2 batters and walked 1. But all in all, it has been bagels on the scoreboard for Nixa pitching against the Mountain Ducks ever since the first. Justin Parker launched that big 3-run home run out of here, and then it has been all quiet on the offensive front for the guys in blue tonight. 1-1 to Carpenter. He checked it. No, he did not check it. Steerike 2. Carpenter with a little grin toward the plate umpire there. Now he steps out. Yeah, we've got a loose ball behind the plate there. So we will wait and see. Logan Wiley ahead here, 1-2, trying to finish. Comes set, full wind, high kick to the plate. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts in the game for Logan Wiley. And the Nixa Suckers are winners. 16-3. They shellac their rivals, the Ozark Mountain Ducks, on opening night. And that is certainly one way to start a season. 16-3 victory for the Nixa Suckers. They defeat the Ozark Mountain Ducks here tonight. Let's talk about pitching. Josh Engler did give up 3 earned in the first inning, but settled in through a couple of shutout innings, ended his night with 2 strikeouts, 3 earned runs on 3 hits, also hit a batter. Davisai Pizzaro came on, and it was bend but don't break for Davisai. He had 2 3-up and 3-down innings, struck out a couple of batters, walked 1, and got 3 scoreless innings. Then it was Logan Wiley. 6 strikeouts, a couple of hits, 1 hit batsman, but 3 shutout innings for Logan Wiley in what was all in all a bend but don't break and impressive debut for the young man out of Missouri State University. When it comes to offense, let's take a look here. Hayden Gibson reached 6 times tonight, 1 single, 2 RBI, also got hit by a pitch. Ryan Cram had 2 hits and an RBI. Courtney Spitz had a sacrifice fly ribby. He reached 3 times by way of the walk, singled once. We saw Davisai Pizzaro hit a triple in the 8th inning. That brought 3 runs across, and then he scored on a throwing error. We had an RBI from Wyatt Gold today. He ended up finishing the night 0 for 3 with a couple of walks, but did get a ribby. Ben Wade had an RBI single back in the 4th. And then base hits as well for Adam Barton and for Brock Faulkner. But our Mountain Valley Water and Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game, that's going to be Josh Engler. 3 for 5 tonight. 2 singles, a triple, 3 runs batted in, also took a walk. So the on-base percentage at the old .666 mark for Josh. And like I said, rough first inning on the pitcher's mound for him. But with baseball games consisting of 9 innings, that means there are 18 half innings. Josh Engler had 17 very good half innings tonight. Kicked that bottom of the first out of the way. And even with that, it was a tremendous night for Josh Engler. Had 2 assists from the shortstop spot and a put out as well, including an impressive double play. So that is why Josh Engler is tonight's Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game for the Nixa Suckers. We will step aside, try to talk things over with a couple of the fish when we come back from a short break. And we will come back with more in a moment. Berger back with you live by flashlight from the press box here at Sky Vacant Stadium. That's because we're enjoying some post-game fireworks, and the fireworks didn't start after the game. They were happening offensively for the Nixa Suckers tonight. We welcome in tonight's Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game, Josh Engler. And Josh, I mean, let's start with the big number at the end, 16-3. Yeah. I mean, what kind of statement is this for you and the Nixa Suckers tonight?
It's a big statement. I'd say that's one thing that I was kind of worried about coming in with our team. I knew we have really good pitching. I knew we had really good defense. But, you know, I think that's one thing. I've played with Spitz for 3 years now, and it's kind of the one thing that's gotten us every year was just not being able to put runs across the board. So that felt really good to be able to do that.
Well, we'll talk about runs in a second. I do want to talk pitching with you just a touch.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously the first inning was what it was.
Yeah.
Justin Parker had himself a pretty nice piece there.
He did.
How big was it for you to come in and settle down and then throw 2 scoreless innings after that?
It was big. I mean, honestly, just a little out of shape. That triple in the first inning on the bottom half, I mean, it gassed me a little bit. Yeah. And so I think that's why I only got 3 today. But Justin got a good piece on a curveball, and I hung it. And I think that's one thing that's exciting about the league too, is every year it just seems to get a little better at the plate and on the mound, and it's good to see guys hitting the ball like that. It just sucks it's off me.
Well, you'll get a chance. You get to play the Mountain Ducks again later on in the year, so not the last time you'll get to see Justin Parker. And then how big is it for you as a starter to see Davisai Pizzaro come in and get 3 shutout innings, and then Logan Wiley kind of bend but don't break, and he ended up with six strikeouts tonight.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Skyler, Logan, we've got good pitching in the league, and Davi too. That's one thing I think that's also, like I said, it's improved. I mean, it's not just a 5-inning guy anymore. We've got the other half now, and with Logan and Davi, and we've got our center fielder Ryan's got a good arm as well, and I'm really excited for this year. I think we're gonna be in the run for it. So
we've talked before about your desire to be more than a pitcher only, to be a true two-way player. You were that tonight.
Yeah.
3 for 5 at the dish, a 2 RBI triple back there in the first. And yes, it was. I stand corrected. Your brother was right. That single for 2 RBIs in the 8th. So you finished the night 3 for 5 with a triple, 2 singles, a walk, and 4 runs batted in. And on top of that, you play a pretty mean shortstop as well. So, I mean, that's got to feel good to go from that, shake off that, in college I was a pitcher, but in the GRBL, I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a buddy Drew that's on the Locos this year. We were able to train together, do some hitting, and help. It paid off, I think, as you can see. Hopefully I can continue it, though. So
last thing I want to ask you about, Josh, is just this Nixa Suckers club that Courtney Spitz has assembled has 9 true rookies on it. You have also a couple of veterans who have been on hiatus since 2019, and Brock Faulkner and Tommy Schaefer. You've gone from being a young gun to all of a sudden being an elder statesman on this Nixa club. So, how does that change you, as a dugout guy and as a guy who maybe shoulders some responsibilities outside of just playing ball?
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice. We've got Spitz and Hayden and myself that have all, been around for a little bit, so we know, what fastballs tail, what's ones stay up, and know the pitches. So it's good to be able to, impart that onto the other guys. So and it paid off, man. That's exciting to get 11 hits and 16 runs. That's long time.
That's a heck of a game. I don't care what league you're playing in. That's a nice night for your offense. So Josh, you guys will be back in action. You get a nice 9-day break instead of 7, so 2 extra days to rest the arm.
Yep.
And you'll take on the Branson Showmen on August 20th at high noon. So
there you go. They got some good hitters.
No rest, and another divisional game as well.
Yep.
So on it goes. Well, congratulations. You're our first Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game this season, and I got a feeling we'll see you again up here before it's over.
Awesome. Very good.
That's Josh High Octane Engler. He and the Nixa Suckers win it tonight 16-3 behind Josh's 3 for 5 performance at the plate with 4. Got to correct myself again. 4 runs batted in. We will tell you, folks, one last time, don't forget to join us this coming Sunday. We're just 2 days away from the second and third installment in our Robert Lewis Memorial opening weekend in the GRBL. The Republic Locos take on the Moon City Mavericks at high noon on Sunday. Then at 3, the Branson Showmen and the Springfield Metropolitans. A full slate of games comes your way Sunday, August 20th, starting at noon. It's the Branson Showmen and the Nixa Suckers, the Springfield Metropolitans and the Republic Locos, and the Moon City Mavericks taking on the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Well, coverage of tonight's game has been sponsored by our friends at Central Bank of the Ozarks. Tonight's game has been directed by Derek Seiko. Our executive producer is the commissioner, the Godfather, Tony Lewis. My name is Rance Berger. For all of us involved here at the Grip and Rip Baseball League, thanks for watching the game, and good night from Ozark, Missouri.
That's on 3. 1, 2, 3.